of the people of Agbogboloshi matter as much as the lives of the people of East Legon or cantonments. Enti yeba hano yebesi toilets amamu yebesi toilets in all yebesi 8-unit toilets, 4 8-unit toilets, 32 toilets in all, among the people of Agbogboloshi. Usorina uko toilet, uya ubejari enyasa. Ubejari, enti yebesi bath houses so akaho. Yebesi 24-unit bath houses and 80 in all. 24-unit bath houses. Said there, mubenya ebi mubeko na mujare anapa na mujare tu na makuta. Usorina uko toilet uya ubejare enyasa. Ubejare. Usorina uko toilet uya ubejare enyasa. Ubejare. Usorina uko toilet uya ubejare enyasa. Ubejare.
Kevin Taylor.
Kevin Taylor.
Kevin Taylor.
Kevin Taylor.
Kevin Taylor.
Kevin Taylor, where anybody obiana? Where anybody obi?
Kevin Taylor. For you to mention Kevin Taylor, it's clearly supposed to say you have failed in attempt to spoil the mind of Ghanaians.
The president cannot cultivate multiple Kevin Taylors.
Kevin Taylor was insulting him.
The same government that birthed the dreaded Kevin Taylor, who has slaughtered every person in this country on the altar of his show.
Kevin Taylor, nini twasere.
Oh, altar of his show.
Kevin Taylor, nini twasere. Nini twasere. Kevin Taylor, nini twasere. Kevin Taylor, nini twasere.
Oh.
Kevin Taylor, nini twasere.
Oh.
Nini twasere.
Oh.
Kevin Taylor, 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 nini twasere. Kevin Taylor, nini twasere.
Oh.
Kevin Taylor. Oh, no.
Hello.
Anyami kajo gbe mi ni gbo. Kajo gbe mi ni gbo. Bo o ma gbogbo. Ase u me gbeje, ma lo u me gbeje. Le wo nye mi o gbe kokoko. E na tanfo ya nyami. Atanfo ya nyami atanfo. Atanfo ya nyami. Mi e nya la je ju mo jibo. O nye mi o gbe kokoko.
All right, good evening and welcome to With Audio Respect Extended Version. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. It's exactly 4:58 p.m. U.S. East Coast time. It's definitely 8:58 in Ghana. Welcome to the most authoritative political talk show on the planet right now. We are streaming live from our studios here in Washington, D.C. We are live on TV. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We're streaming live on TikTok tonight. You can watch the show live on Loud Talents TV, on Multi TV. If you have any digital TV too, you can also search for Loud Talents TV. You get us live tonight. We're also streaming live on YouTube this evening. Our official name on YouTube is Loud Silence TV. Loud Silence TV on YouTube. We are live on Facebook this evening. We have two very important platforms on Facebook streaming the show. We have Loud Silence TV on Facebook and With Audio Respect page on Facebook. Loud Silence TV on Facebook and With Audio Respect page on Facebook. We're also streaming live on TikTok this evening. On TikTok, search for Kevin Taylor _WADR. Kevin Taylor _WADR. We are live on radio tonight. If you have an Android device, just download Loud Silence Radio. You can be part of tonight's show. And also, if you have an iOS or an Apple device, go to the App Store, download Loud Silence Radio. My name, once again, is Kevin Taylor. We are back to discuss Ghana. As you can see on the screen, Afenyo Markin speaks the mind of Bawumia. The LGBTQ issue, the anti-LGBTQ bill, was passed by Parliament, which is official, and nobody can turn that around. Now, we have a few things we want to talk about tonight. It's got to do with the position of Bawumia, which he, for a very long time, going through Afenyo Markin to project that position. And today, God being so good, he made it clear to Ghanaians where they stand, the reason why they are pushing back, the reason why they are fighting the president not to sign the bill. We also have other issues on the bill tonight. We'll be talking about the Joy News Jandam story they want to use in distracting the system about the Bank of Ghana. We will discuss that issue too. We also be talking about nurses. We will talk about the President of the Republic, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, his administration. They are thinking of doing something else. Also, we will be discussing Honorable Adongo reacting to the NPP. A few days ago, the NPP led by Afenyo Markin, they were out there telling Ghanaians that e-levy has been passed by Parliament, and that issue was addressed by Honorable Adongo in Parliament today. We will look into that issue. We will also talk about Alban Bagben, the Speaker of Parliament, reaction to the bill that was passed a few days ago. We also have issues concerning Samuel Abu-Jinapor making some very childish statements about the Foreign Affairs Ministry or the Minister. Some accidents also in our news here. So many things to discuss tonight. My name is Kevin Taylor, and the enyumrewa wo me Nyankopon enhira na Nyankopon so enhira Ghana. Ghana ho nsem ene ya kyekere ye de ba ye bedwudwam ama Ghana for ehu no kure no. Omo a obobo mechi dom no ye from the Ghost team. Omo ene enyumre. Okay, Mr. S, thank you. Mr. P, I have all the two, I understand Mr. P, I understand Mr. S. So, enyumre uhwemi Ghana ho nsem na ye be kyerkyerem ama obia ahu bibia ati bibia ase. Na ende enyumre no efa nsama nipa titru bi aka de sebio omakam yehu adwene da omutrim. Afenyo Markin odi edom kumanim ewo parliament na odi nsem bi atudwa ewo abefo internet ne so na sebio eno ama yehu se ebe mpedifo ebe bia omubuja ese se opeso ka asem kire Nyankopon aka kire mframa na ensema yebusa ache Bawumia eba trumutumu a ninjina bia ene he ene sen ogitum anase ongintum nende Afenyo Markin ama yehu bebia Bawumia odi MPP enim no bebia sebio ogina efrise ono ene kasamafo panyini a oda MPP Afenyo Markin no e parliament ye be di san komo no speaker of parliament or that parliament no Alban Bagbin so aka nsemi afa bill na sebi trumu bill na pass ya e was a president in Sasha ase no ono so akasa eno so ye be ka ho asem ende nwumbre nsem bebre da pono so ye be di ho komo honorable Adongo ende waba parliament abebusa domkuma minority nsem bebre efa sebi dan sesema ane mfrema no mutugu nipeni ana mfuturo mutugu dipeni se ye de levy aba no waba parliament abebusa domkuma no nsema opese omuyi ano nsem bebre ho ye be ko health ministry also nsem pie ho Joy FM Joy News multimedia ye nyina nim so mo fake media ye fake news in fact cocaine sika na de te ye de nsem ya betudwa pese dada Ghana for ye be di eno so enkomo obi etise okujato black wa honsem wa ha the South Africa issue no the foreign affairs ministry also nsem ha Bank of Ghana honsem Trump America president na ban we so omo nsem bi omo da betudwa say ye nyina so ye hwe na ye di ho nkomo jumade a ye be di 3 hours don't shiri miensa ana sane kano yes 3 hours inti nsema ya bo ape so ya pile a meba abedwum amagana for ehu de eko me din a me papa ne me maame to me remember me papa Fantini na me maame awonani ofri danu me papa free ayodo me din a to me madaka mu din me brofo din ene me sebio me Kristo din Kevin Ekobedu Taylor eno obi ade frame me amafo di matam amafo kan nsabtia me nanso onyame ateme ho a obo me ho domi anase obo me ho ban de onipa sebio ojane nan ko ade ontumi nyamhwe ekire de onipa onjane nan inte nwumbre de uhumia na say Ghana ho nsem intina matenase jumade we normally starting around 8:30 or 8 p.m. but and the obiani madikudi intia jumade we starting around 8:45 p.m. Ghana time and 4:45 in the United States ni nyina say your Black Star ye nyina dinda so mobile World Cup no and the omobo friendly match at the treating omumpomu am ye di hu coach so tactics Sibio Yako World Cup Okobo and any experience or you need to ma yendinjao. But Madame Fubu ho Sibio only the Debio Yadiana or so Yankopon we need to into Wedia Yendinjao so one Casabeja home media with the Nea Wasam. I didn't any to and I Yendinja Ghana any a year wills for Abo 1-1. To me, if you ask me, I would say it was a fair result or fair score line. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted here. All right, Mr. I have it. Yeah, I think Mr. Can you add a note to this for me? These two letters, add a note to it, please. We didn't discuss it during our editorial, so please add a note to it so that I'll know what to put on the screen. In Black Star, I'm a catcher Ghana for say a year. You're sharing in your radio media. Me who say it's okay. There's still the team is still lacking experience. There are a few players we need to get them in there. Media Maka without the day Iona, this Black Star is not complete. It does not mean the Black Star should not perform. It does not mean I don't support every single player who has been called to play for the Black Stars. To me, I feel the team lacks a lot of experience and yes, time will be, but this is how we feel and this is what we know after watching soccer. And your mom TV so you know soccer on some another sports and just only sports with Abi and there a juma na mom so munye. And you'll be no teacher and you pet teacher juma and you'll be no driver pet driver juma. Circumstances to me man permit me as a commentator and as a sports analyst. So those sitting on TV and radio every day speaking on sports or soccer and the mom expertise on that field. No, we all watch, we all understand. Madam Fubesie yenimubo ensu yenimhwe. So I feel that this is a good team. It's okay. It is not that team that we think can go to the World Cup and pull some serious surprises. You can see clearly it's a team with potential. There are some players who are willing to prove themselves to the world and to the coach. You could see the cohesion is there a little bit, not really sharp. And the team lacks experience. Some of the interventions of the players make balls go and see about cut through. Attacking pressure. There are a few things you could see. They are basic mistakes. But hey, these are the players that the coach feels. Or need GFA boss no feel say they have to be called to the Black Stars. To me, I would say team players are more match and then. To me, one who can say more min rate I can put them around 7.5 to 8. They didn't do bad, but comparing the kind of teams amount for a building now for the World Cup, I feel this team still needs a little bit of bite, a little bit of experience. And you see, the World Cup or the Mundial is a totally different thing. The World Cup is not about the good players to bring. It's about the players we know. It's about the experience that comes with the players you bring. Because the Mundial is totally different. Coaches, referees, it is basically like you going to the Ghana Music Awards. And yet, obi otunyo Ghana Music Awards biana etumi enya award osro. Obo ha oye very good pa, but Music Awards no yamboni din kra. Ebia na the manager enim eye charter house for. Ebia na the manager our connections. Ebia onimukofobia omo sa industry no a he can pull out 1 or 2 strings to get the musician up there to be given an award. So musician performing and I say, oh yeah, the Juma, you can see this musician lacks a lot of things, and that is what maybe we are seeing with this Black Star team. The Mundial, the World Cup is a totally different platform. When you are sending players to the World Cup, you might have one of the best teams, but you see, experience and World Cup comes with something like its own aura, its own kind of pressure that comes with it. Now, the reason why some teams, they decide to send some players or take some players with them, not because those players are in form or those players are exceptionally sharp. And I said they are playing competitively. No, the World Cup is strategic. It's a tournament you are playing. And playing tournament is different from playing a league. So you are strategic. Matches to be about 2 matches. Now the star players because he's being strategic or calculating the next 2 games or 1 or 2 points from there into the first game. Now one of the key players now started. The next game the key players started because Savvy a strategic. So it's not about going there, jumping, going back and forth, running all over the place. No, because the Mundial itself is business for some people. And remember, every single thing there's commerce in it, there are interest in it. There are people who basically need some teams to cross the quarterfinals to the semifinals, whether you like it or not. That is how it works. Because right now, your World Cup, not in the first round. Argentina film, first round. Germany film, first round. England film, first round. Those teams the World Cup, that amount of money that the World Cup is going to generate, basically, is not going to be realized. That kind of eyeballs that media houses, TVs, commercials those commercials are all going to diminish. So you have to understand, there is the business part of the World Cup. And the business part of the World Cup is the kind of product that can sell the kind of players that can sell the World Cup product. And sometimes, your Nations Cup, your World Cup, there are some players here do commercials for some companies, not because other players who look good or look nice are good, but they need the brand. They need that thing. Every single thing you are selling, you need something that can sell it. Into celebrity ad. It is because of what that celebrity brings. So when people like us sit here and tell you, you know what, you need some names in your national team. Sadio Mane, he could have chosen not to play this World Cup, but there's a reason. Messi has seen everything in soccer. He's tired. He could have chosen not to play this World Cup. Ronaldo could have stayed back, but the teams need them. Neymar was called not because Neymar is super fit. Neymar was called because when you go to the pitch, about 80% to 90% of the spectators there, they know Neymar. Their scream, their cheers sometimes can confuse a referee to just make some mistake. And so that's what happens. That's the Mundial. And so I think the Brazilian coach, he was told that you can't take this Brazilian team, you need any superstar in there. With all due respect to the other players, they are good. They are playing the Madrids, they are Barças and all that. But they were telling him, the market is that we need somebody who is in there. Referee Krabi, he wished one day he would just call Neymar and say, you are warned, don't do this again. He just wants to do that. Sometimes when you're going to these games, into these kind of tournaments, you need experienced players. Anytime they be a man for you, say, oh, Kevin, there, why did I you? Every time. No, it is because of what they bring. It is because of what they bring. It's because, Mr. S, it is because of what they bring to the Mundial. The Mundial is the Mundial. You need to understand this. We are forgetting the business part of the World Cup. When we went to South Africa, and I think after South Africa, where did we go? You saw, we had Tornado at the bench. Tornado wasn't at his peak. Tornado wasn't like the Tornado we used to know before South Africa. But there was a reason why players like Tornado and some other players were added to the team. Not because they were exceptional. It was because Ghana had to come with some kind of a image bia. It's basically the Mundial wants to see. And I believe, say, we dropping some experienced players, these young players, wonderful players, beautiful, very talented players, and I respect all of them. I respect their trade. Today, they put out a Ghana performance whereby you can see every single person wants to go to the World Cup, and that is the hunger we need. That is that taste that we want to see. People are hungry to be part of a team to go and make Ghana proud. But what I saw today is that this is a team that is basically lacking leadership and experience. That's all. When you take out Jordan Ayew, when you take out Partey, who else? You bring Baba Rahman in. We saw his performance. I'm not here to judge players. I'm not here to say player where they were satu. No. Every player and how they take every single game. Some players, some game you to be some other games to be good. So player form is not consistent. If you know soccer, a good player can perform badly today. The next day he will perform. So I'm not looking at, but we are looking at consistency. We are looking at the platform we are going to play on. We are looking at the business part of it, what the World Cup means. Let us sit back and really look at the team again. Let us sit back and the politics we are doing with the Black Stars is wrong. Eh? Right now, what I'm seeing with the Black Stars, and then they say, what people are beginning to do, and they say, when the Black Stars are in the dungeons, playing dirty, trying to qualify, playing difficult teams like playing Angola, playing Cameroon, playing Ivory Coast, teams that really tackle, hard-hitting teams, some players are told to stay home, be comfortable, play their normal league, and that when they finish doing the dirty job, they bring some players to come and go to the Mundial. That is the problem with the Black Stars. And I'm beginning to see that. We are all beginning to see, say, monkey the job, baboon the chop, no, and air creepy into the Black Stars. And it's been there from the time Ketokreku about Black Stars, and that's what they've been doing. There are some players, they don't need to worry too much. They don't need to be part of the team to go through the most difficult part of qualifiers. Play hard, get hurt, come back, try to recover. There are some players that they are told to stay home. They are the Dadabis. They don't take part in the most difficult part, the qualifiers. They don't do that. The moment the team qualifies, that's when we get to see those players who are basically in charge of the team. And it is dangerous. It makes some players feel, say, they are doing dirty job. At the end of the day, they will do all the dirty job, and the database will be called because they know the GFA boss. They know the GFA, what other committee. Somebody has a team. And that thing needs to stop. And that is what we are seeing here. This is not a bad team, but if this team is not able to make it to where we want it to make it, then it means it is our own mistake. It is our own fault because the team lacks leadership. The team does not have any aura. It does not have gas around it. The team is regular. It plays. Money Wales boy, how many players do you know? Wales team. But if Bill was still playing, every single player would have been like, hey, Bill, Gary Bill, or whatever, what's his name? He's playing, we should be. That is what teams bring. That is what national teams bring. Every single person following their national team is following the national team because there are some players there that drag them. That's the magnet. That is what gives them the confidence. So many people are happy that Semenyo is in here because today, one of the top players around the world is Semenyo. So many people are happy because they are seeing Jordan Ayew. They are seeing Partey. That is what they need. Now, you need more of that. And then you support it with young people who can basically push the team. Because you call a World Cup in 2010 World Cup. Not not Jordan. This I don't even know who. They were all young, but they were following the Tornadoes. They were following the Samoa Jazz. They were following the John Mensahs because we need a face. But Owen said, we still have players who should not be washed out by force. And we can clearly see that what Ketokreku, the GFA, some members in there are doing to Dedayo is deliberate. It is. Amanfobi Amajun said they are not going to make Dedayo go to the World Cup out of pain, anger. It is politics. This match we watched, some match we are saying, you can't tell me that Dedayo should not fit into this Black Stars team. But you see, before this coach was brought in, some people went to this coach to brainwash him that don't ever bring Dede Ayew to your club, to the national team. I know that is what happened. But the coach himself, he knows today he will just watch and be like, I need something in the team. I need experience in the team. Because some referees, they need some well-known players to walk to them, to talk to them that, Mr. Referee, the way you are throwing your hands around, you need to, there are some referees, they understand some players. None of our players was seen as too influential for a referee to even look at and say, hey, he just saw everybody as a second division player. When Jordan walks off, when Pate walks off, when Inaki walks off, when Semenyo walks off, that's it, we are done. There's no leadership again. There's no experience again. We can't always rely on pace. We can run and run and run, but somebody is going to use just experience to beat you. That is the 2026 soccer. It is not about how long you run or how fast you run. It is about your team knowing what to do. So, congratulations to them. I still believe that the team is too political. Monkey the work, Babu the chop thing should stop. I am not saying that you should come into the Black Stars and start and play 90 minutes. No. That is what some of you people don't understand. Neymar is not going to play 90 minutes for Brazil. He's not. Messi might not play 90 minutes for Argentina. Cristiano Ronaldo might not play 90 minutes for Portugal. You need to get that in your head. Roger Miller went to the US 94 World Cup. He did not play 90 minutes for the Cameroonian team. Roger Miller was the face of the Cameroonian team when they went to US 94. And we saw it. Cameroon from nowhere became one of the most watched team at that event. That is what World Cup is about. And through that, they were able to pierce through. So sometimes we need to understand the song dems and those guys who play for Cameroon. This is the World Cup. This is not an academy event. You need influence on the pitch. You need people who can control the team on the pitch. You need a player who can look at somebody's face and say, today you are not performing. Put yourself in the game. We need something like that. These are players who are the same. Nobody can talk to each other for them to understand that they need leadership on this pitch. So we need experienced players, my friend. I'm going to say my mind. I have no issues with anyone. Say, team when they call World Cup now, we will support it. Because that is the decision of Keto Kreku. That is the decision of our coach. Our job is to support. Our job is to cheer them on. Our job is to pray for them to make sure, say, they win. Nobody gets hurt seriously for their career to end. Our job is to make sure we protect them physically, spiritually, and then emotionally. That is our job. But if you guys are not going to listen to us, if you guys are going to turn this into a serious money-making adventure, we are watching. The right time come, we go see. Akoko ne tubia e de bohu akoko kro. So oya akoko kontwa ana oya sante kokko. Ana se oya srim kokko. We will know at the end of the day. Thank you very much, guys. Good game today. I really appreciate the effort you guys have put in. At least this is better than we have seen before. We hope you guys will improve on your performance today. And as time goes on, we will see what happens. All right. Now, good evening to Obia Oshemi. I really appreciate Obia. And then, of course, I meant to Yanni Pebiki Kansam. Blacks, Ghana, and Isikasam, boy. Now, team, and the also, Mumian Fan Womb. This story is very, very important, and I say it's important because it affects every single African, especially Ghanaians who want to come to the United States. Trump administration considering slashing U.S. visa processing centers in Africa from 50 to 20 countries. AP reported this. You see the Donald Trump administration, the American government, my president, President Trump, the administration almost consider say the whole of Africa, no, almost embassies by 50. Right now, they are thinking of cutting it down to 20. The probability is say, hey, Ghana, yentuminya opportunity to be in the 20, no, very, very high. The probability is say, hey, Nigeria, omunya embassy or Nigeria, US embassy, no, it might be high. The probability say the other African countries are yenim some more US embassy or what, a man for bekoho, akoji visa, ako Americano, and you might think say this one, oh, and family, you know why? Because you see, say a kati embassy down from 50 to 20, the whole of Africa. What is going to happen is, one, it is going to force other nationals to come to Ghana to, at the end of the day, try and seek the American visa here to travel. Which means that our system, the processing of issuing passport, people will try to infiltrate our interior system, our system of basically issuing passports, touching how the passport applications are filed. Remember, Ghana for the corrupt. There are a lot of people in Ghana who are very corrupt, and that and you'll be able to meet corruption, and you'll be able to avoid the bribery. So what happens in they say you will get a lot of neighboring countries. So that is say Ghana embassy no you can say it will still be an American embassy or Ghana issue visas. What is going to happen is say our neighboring countries, most of them embassies to be issue visa. The only place those people will be turning to is Ghana. And the probability of that era Ghana to influence the system so that they could get a Ghanaian documentation or Ghanaian passport or whatever that is that can give them the access to get visas from Ghana. It will be high. That means there will be pressure on our system. That means some conform some ba no mukute ska. Say immigration officers tena ebi ombenya miensa, meaning 3 Ghanaians who would have gotten a passport or would have gone through the process. You may have 3 foreigners taking over those slots, and it becomes very difficult for a Yeni Ghana for and this is a very big deal. Don't think this will not affect you. It will get to a point. Say you're lucky. Now you're the only country in this sub-Saharan region. You issue American visa. It means everybody around the sub-Saharan region will be targeting Ghana. Meaning, Sameko Ghana. Now, Sametumia Ghana's passport, Abia Betumia American visa. Sametumia Ghana, Nametumia Ghana card, Abia Ghana passport. Sametumia Ghana, Namina Ghana health insurance card, Abia Betumia we. So what happens is they might all come in here. I'm talking about Ghana. And then there will be pressure on our institutions that are supposed to make sure, say, our identification system, whether passport, Ghana card, or whatever that makes somebody a Ghanaian, if you don't take care, these people come in and then they will infiltrate to the point where corruption, best say your system, So you might come across 10 Nigerians, don't put a Ghana passport. You might come across 15 people, not 12, Togolese, and I say omuye ebia Beninois, and I say omuye ebia Cameroonians. No mukuta Ghana passport. No, when you 2 Ghanaians pay omukuta Ghana passport, because the moment they start to turn to make Ghana their last resort to be able to get visa from the US embassy, they will try to take advantage of what is making what to make it easy for the American government or the US embassy to accept them or listen to them even during the interview. So this is very dangerous. So American government in 50 mu 20 pe like I say. Now imagine say we are Ghana ni. Now you say right now this new law Ghana for into me Emma visa. I'm talking about the US embassy in Ghana. They can't give visas. You have to go to Nigeria. Do you know what is going to happen? Imagine now US embassy and now US government assess Ghana and Nigeria embassy. I'm so okay. We believe that the number of visas are first through Nigerian embassy, they believe say more authentic Ghana. So right now, if you are in Ghana, you need to go to Nigeria and go for interviews. Do you know what is going to cost? Do you know the problems about causing? So this is a big deal, and I'll plead with the president of Ghana, the foreign affairs minister. They should start talking to the U.S. government about we keeping they keeping their embassy in Ghana, because if by mistake this embassy in Ghana is stopped from processing visas, I'm talking about the U.S. embassy, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big problem. It's going to put a lot on people. Remember, there are students who have to travel out of Ghana to go for visa interviews in other countries. There are people who are old who need medical treatment. They need to go for interviews to be given that visa to travel out of the country to go for medical treatment. They will have to travel out of the country, go to other countries just to go for interview. We are talking about minors. We need to carry them, travel with them to other countries to just go. Right now, visa application now. We are applying the visa and we are applying on Nigeria. So let's hope that this 20, Ghana will be part of the 20. But Ghana, Eka 20, it's another problem because there's going to be pressure on Ghana. There are going to be other African nationals who will be trying to come to Ghana to get a citizenship or get Ghana documentations or identification to prove that they can also enter the embassy for visa. So it's tough. It's very dicey. It looks very dicey for us. So Jaya problem free Ghana so a problem. So what do we do? What do we do? So these are things we need to sit down and start looking at it very critically. And I'll urge the Foreign Affairs Minister, the President of the Republic, these are things they need to look at very critically. Our borders, this kind of conversation, these diplomatic conversations, these they need to start looking at the structure. In case the U.S. government says, visa or Ghana, we need to have a plan B. In case U.S. government can say, okay, Ghana for the more embassy we will keep on issue visa, we now have to look at how to sieve, how to make sure those who come in to do this, they come in and leave, and not for people to use here as a transit point to stay in Ghana, acquire Ghana citizenship, acquire Ghana documentations, and then mess the people. Because acquiring visa and all these diplomatic partnership between countries is all about trust. If you make another country believe, say, they cannot trust you cannot trust the process in your country, then it becomes difficult for them to open up to you. So these are very important things. Let us all start looking into this. Let the government sit back, have a serious conversation, a thorough one, and then have a plan B in case the embassy visa application, whatever, is taken away. And also, if we are allowed to issue visas in Ghana, we should have another plan B for that. Okay. Now, this story, a story I will say DHA, and also a year, all 13,500 recruited nurses now on payroll. This is good news. A year, the health ministry, and now the health minister, on my announcement to say, a year nurses for my formal, a year 13,500, a year, the omunina out to payroll, so I buy able to yomoka. The interesting thing is, some of these nurses, they were basically employed around 2022. Some were employed 2023. And this government came in and employed more nurses. Right now, Aban will say, they are telling Ghanaians to say, these nurses, close to 14,000 nurses, now the accountant general or woman code every single month, pay and came Aban Ebitiomoka. This is what we keep talking about. This is a government that basically always tells Ghanaians the truth. And you see, gradually, they are solving it. When you go to the health sector, there are a lot of people who were making noise before, but you can see gradually, propaganda na manfobi to nurse for the Akando the administration or more health ministry, they are slowly streaming things out. They are straightening things out. You can see that slowly, the system is being recalibrated. Nyoma to talk to tom. Now it will get to a point, I know, say, we will not have backlogs when it comes to employing of nurses in Ghana because of the kind of things that are we added to Twakwemu. You see a year, even a year, Mahama case, almost ACCC, a few specialists, a year, cancer or whatever, hospitals, attaching them to training colleges. We are looking at this government telling us to say they are about to build regional hospitals in some regions. We are looking at this government not neglecting the stupid one district, one factory money, for the GDA or GDA Foundation. This government has told us in this year, Ometuma try say 30, they will put it together. So these are all the small things. It is easing the system. It is creating opportunities for young nurses in school and those who are out of school. So this is how a government that is ready to employ, to build a nation, to make sure, say, people get opportunities. That's what a government does. You slowly start to turn the system around. Now you see, like General Hospital, and recently, Oma Tamsika, Ediama, the contractor, contractor is still a General Hospital. Yeah, these same nurses, some of them will be employed. We are talking about this Agenda 111, MPP4. They knew they could not do it, but Omudi Abe saying MPP4, NDC4, right now, this president, this government, they are not stupid. Because Agenda 111, Nanado Danko Kufuado, Edi Ghana Fosika, Ghana for near promise. So what the NDC government wants to do is say, they want to do, try not put to be to work. Send a bear at the end of the carpenter in the Ejuma hospital. And your medicine in the Ejuma hospital. And your nurse in the Ejuma hospital. So if Agenda 11 hospitals by way, this is to be a 10 or 15 crampa, we will get these unemployed nurses at home. The backlog, they'll get job to do. So the government is slowly building this nation. The government is taking its time. And we are all seeing the development, the seriousness attached to this. So 13,500 recruited nurses now on payroll. And we should applaud the health minister, Akando. We should applaud the president, the finance minister, how they are able, in this short period, able to employ all these nurses to also have some decent job. And that is what we keep talking about. Otuma Abanya. Now, Abanya, honest. I remember, Abanya Weba Power, the stress some people put on the health ministry. We saw a year the Ghana registered nurses and midwifery bullshit for you. The year from the beginning. Mami and I said football here, teams some sort of. These were all the strategies they mapped to destroy the government, to go after Akando. They wanted to distract the man from working, but you could see Akando was very focused. He decided to look at the job that has been given to him. The responsibility was huge, but slowly you are seeing, we are now seeing a health industry or sector that is gradually getting on its feet. It is not perfect, I agree. But you can see, we are seeing a health sector that is being retooled. Today, you will see so many training hospitals, teaching hospitals. We are seeing so many public regional hospitals which are being retooled. And the equipment. And that is what you do. You gradually start to turn the country well. We need to applaud this government. They are doing very well, to be very honest with you. And remember, this government has been in power for 1 year, 6 months, 1.5 years, and the work they are doing, without due respect, it's not a joke. So if you're a young nurse in school, if you're a young nurse, you have to understand, this government is still creating opportunities to give you that chance to also get a job to do. Those who are lucky are here. That does not mean, abandon, neglect. No. Slowly, all the backlogs, the people that Ekufuor deceived, there were some people who were employed 2022. They were never paid until Ekufuor left office. There were people who were basically convinced, lied to under MPP. Today they are still at home. Some of them have been employed. That is how you build. When you come and it's backlog, you create opportunities ahead, then you bring the backlog to get the opportunity. Because when to create more hospitals, when to see more hospitals, when to equip hospitals now, you cannot bring in the backlog. So let's give this government the time. And we are seeing the progress they are making. They are basically changing the health sector. And I really applaud Akando for what he's doing. To be very fair, the ministry, one of the ministries, are under a lot of stress. All because there are a lot of nurses at home, and we still have some more nurses who are going to pass out. So this is a minister who needs to be creating opportunities every single month. And it is not easy. You are working within a budget. You are supposed to make sure every nurse who is screaming gets a job. You are also supposed to build hospitals. These are all things that you need money. You need to be able to prove that you will be able to employ. So it is difficult, but you can see every day the government proves us wrong, they can work if given the room. So let's give them time. Let us support them. Let us believe in the transparency, the honesty, the humble attitude or humble nature of the government. You can see clearly Ghanaians are more comfortable today. People are not saying, Bibia FFF, Obianya Sikatu Bottom, Ejumebia Ekoso, but it is 10,000 times better than Kwasiafo MPP for Janoho. And that is what I want you to understand. That is what I want you to know. We are seeing realistic governance. This is a government. It's not lying to you. This is a government. This is a government. This is a government of Boka Okacho. This is a government of Omeki Profit Oka. This is a government of Sikaba. This is a government we want. This is the government that we have been screaming for. And today we have such a government. I won't sit here and say 1.5 years ago, Mahama about power no Ghana ni bia adwuma gina na does not work like that. Me to me gina nka say oba power no Ghana there obia sika be but it does not work like. But the majority of the people today, they feel the difference. People now have confidence in the market. People now can see the consistency in the economy, how it is running. People can now bet on how the dollar is going to change or fluctuate. People can now believe in the system. People can now trust a word of a minister or the president. That is governance. That is truthfulness. That is honesty. The people you are working with, you need to let them trust you and believe you. And you see a lot of Ghanaians going out to listen to the president. It is because of the trust, the belief, and then the respect the government has shown the people. And that is what we keep talking about. It is not all about Ekufuor and people know. It's not about textbook economics. It's about you letting the people know what you can do. Look at Atufo, the work he has done, the cleaning he has done. Today, Ghana's economy is one of the best economies. It is not the perfect economy, but it is way, way better. We have a finance minister, when he talks, everybody even thinks he's the president because he has basically positioned the country well. Today, people want to listen to the finance minister when the president is also speaking. They believe the finance minister is president. It is not because, it is because of the trust he has instilled in people through his work, the determination, the humbleness, and the respect he has for the people. So also kind of question that is what we needed all these years. And now we have it. So we all need to be aggressive. We all need to pay attention. We all need to make sure we support this government. 13,500 nurses, they have been put on a year payroll. It's a plus for the ministry, the government, and the president himself. Now, this is also another story I really want to talk about. Now, last week, time Insio started to toy na Ghana flat ebu Ghana no. We were all screaming. On say Insio ni jai kakra ni refi tani etie. We have very short memories. Sani etie o Ghana. Naturally sani etie. On say Insio ton and say no be a came. Hey, and Insio fire and a de abanye and a Ghana de and nkofo sisi die by heart. Insio ni jai kakra Insio no and twin na no one ye refi ye Jimmy. We are naturally foolish. That is why problems, encoda, I cyclical, na saba because say yet in so munde, na say so fire na yesua, no chan so ni ria, near refi say or chin so mesato. That is us. Now, this story is very important to me. And it is secondary tax credit set to generate 450 megawatts of electricity from waste in landmark China partnership. And yes, a secondary tax credit for any China phobia air partner to make sure they convert a year Iwura and now waste into a year energy, about 450 megawatts. So the Bawumia'S in Kenya. So basically, the tax credit metropolis and as a secondary tax credit for no, many Chinese for no. Coming together in an agreement to make sure say they would generate electricity from bola a secondary tax credit. I've said that we need to be open for business as a nation. We also need to allow other nationals, other countries to partner with us to open our market, for us to open their market, because marketing is all a collaborative strategy. Every time you need to let people come in, work with you, and you also can get the opportunity to work with people. What we don't have to do is to allow people to take advantage of us. If the Chinese are going to come into Ghana and be involved in such a investment, partnering with us, we will agree that every single day they should come to Ghana and work with us. If the Chinese decide to come to Ghana and build factories that will not degrade our environment and build companies that will not be selling their fake products, when they come in and they respect our laws, I will always urge the Ghana government to partner with the Chinese. And this is one of those things we young people like us, we always we want to support. When you support it. Intimino, Debbie, I catch Abain say, Abain, it is not bad opening your doors for other nationals or other countries to come and invest. But when it comes to people investing in your nation, you need to be very careful what they bring into your nation. This is exceptional. And I will urge the Ghana government. The last time I was telling the trade minister and I was telling the energy minister, we need to go out there, sell Ghana waste to the world. Ghana waste is money. We have to find a way. You better turn Ghana baller, abrofono, because they need your baller, no. And that does not mean we na ya baller, no. So you have Jimmy Nkoso baller, no. We need to also put measures in place. You best attack Ghana for us more material. Say baller and yadia also we the say ukru. It's about time. The government or this government set up an office solely to promote Ghana's waste around the world. Let me tell you, this might sound like I'm being stupid, but we need to start projecting Ghana's waste as the new diamond in Ghana. We need to start packaging our waste. I will see a starting a ton your ball in a professional way whereby investors will come in, set up industries to convert our baller into something profitable that they will profit, and we will also profit as a nation. So it's about time we set up a baller secretariat. And that baller secretariat's job is to lure multilateral companies that have bigger recycling plants that will be very, very interested in coming to Ghana to build recycling plants to convert our waste. Waste in Ghana is money. We need to get to that point. Teteno, ni adwin se jantra adwuma ene na di 8 ba. Ense ya be hu se eje jantra nkwa na di 8 ba. Ye won kofo a omunya jantrafo enso mo 8. Ye won kofo a ade sa na dwo omukogina kwan se be ma ne omunkoda enso mo 8. Ye won mema omunam Ghana o susumpo se ompa jantrafo. So it's about time we got to understand say even baller itself is money. We need to start selling our baller, making the people who are interested in converting baller into something meaningful and making something out of it understand to say Ghana is ready to sell baller. Let us sell our waste. And then back home, we need to put rules down. We need to put measures to deter people from wasting or putting a lot of trash in the system. Singapore, Malaysia, it was a deliberate decision they took. As we are opening our windows and our doors for multilateral companies, multi-million-dollar companies to come and install recycling plants in Ghana, we also have to make sure at home we put together laws that will restrict people from putting waste outside anyhow. Let me tell you, if we go out here and we tell the Germans, we tell the Chinese especially, that you know what, we want to partner with you for the next 10, 15 years. We want you to come and install this recycling plant in the 16 regions. What we want to do with you is for 10 years, build, operate, and do what? Transfer. You there build the plant. The only thing you have to pay is your energy, the electricity you will use in running the plant. No, build the plant here, 10 years, operate it, pay your light bill, and then make sure after 10 years, every single person who work at the plant is a Ghanaian from any of our technical institutions who wants to be an engineer or whatever. Make sure 90% of your workers working on this plant are Ghanaian students. 10 years after that, leave this plant for us and leave. We will start building from there. That is what you do. When you give them this deal, they come in, they make money. It's fine. Let them make money at your expense for 10 years. 1, you are killing the trash that is killing your people. 2, you are basically building the young, intelligent Ghanaian to become an engineer, to become a waste management expert, to become somebody who can protect the environment. In the next 10 years, you have so many Ghanaians who have knowledge in waste management. After that, you send them back to your country and say, Ghanaians, take over. That is how you build your nation. You cannot get everything 100%. You can't say that, come and build a plant in my country, pay all the taxes, pay all your electricity, and then at the end of the day, when you get profit, they are not going to come and do it because at the end of the day, they are not making money. So we need to, at the point, sacrifice. We need to feel the pain. And we pay the pain we go through for 10 years. After 10 years, we become a nation that is sustainable to basically to control our own waste. But if we want to make money out of everything, we want to drain people anytime they want to come in and take because whether you like it or not, even America, the Chinese take advantage of them. Do you know that? Europeans, some Americans take advantage of them when it comes to business. That is why sometimes you will see trade wars, America, China, trade war. It is because every single time, everybody wants to make sure that if you take advantage of me a little bit, it's okay. Now, let me also take over my own thing. That is why today, the American companies have their factories in China. Do you know what is happening there? They have their factories there because it is cheap labor. Now, if you say it is cheap labor, there are so many Chinese who are being employed in China. So the burden that was going to be on the Chinese government, even though he's making some losses, his people are being employed by the American government that has built a plant in China. So that is what you do. That is how you build a nation. You cannot get everything on your side. You cannot get 100% profit. Sometimes you need to sacrifice. Sometimes we need to look like stupid people. We want our trash to be off our streets. We want to create money out of our trash. Through that, we can build our young people. We need young people to learn what is and waste management. We need to get experts. What do we do? 10 years, let us sacrifice for that. 10 years, come in here, install your plant. You are not going to pay taxes for 10 years. You are going to pay your light bill. Whatever energy you use at the plant, you pay us. We are going to give you 90% of your workforce. They are all going to be Ghanaians. Now, what they are going to do is teach them their job. We are going to make you sign an agreement with the polytechnics, technical institutions, universities. We are going to make sure these students come there to do their internship. We are going to make sure if you are going to hire permanent Ghanaians, they are supposed to be Ghanaians who have a little bit of knowledge about engineering or waste management. You use them to support the student. So for 10 years, you have hundreds and hundreds of people who would know this job. That is what you do. So when we go out there to have discussions, the Chinese are not stupid. The Germans are not stupid. The Americans are not stupid. Everybody wants to make money. At a point, be the Jimmy and let them chop you small. When it's here, na gregu. At a point, agregu, we are done. Thank you very much. It was for 10 years. Can you hand over this to us? We take it from there. That time, Accra no 12 years. In 10 years, no 22 years. He can run that that industry. He can be part of that industry. So almost setting up, no, Accra no 20 years, no 30 years. He's ripe to do that job. So that is what you do. We see things too long. We are not interested in long-term plan. We only want short-term. Oh, somebody should come and set up a recycling plant. Or pay us every money. They are not going to do it. Even me, I'm not going to do it because I'm not stupid. I'm not going to pump all this money into Ghana, and at the end of the day, you tell me I'm paying everything. No, because you are going to take advantage of all the things that I'm doing for you. So let us be stupid. Let us be strategically stupid on some things. There are some things you become strategically stupid. Oh, let them do it. 10 years, we take over. It is ours. We still have to maintain that. We have to make sure we protect our environment. That's what we do. But so they be everybody who's 10 years what? They be see where they 10 years. We are not going to get anything done. Let me tell you, nobody can stop trash waste in Ghana. No government. Because our system has been built in a way whereby it entices us to be dirty. That is it. So if we cannot genuinely turn it around ourselves, we need to collaborate. We need to be strategic. Let us turn that into money. Let us understand. Sometimes, as a nation, be stupid. At the point they were stupid. They give themselves time. At that point, they become wise. Now we take over. Our children take over. Let us be smart a little bit. Let us go give them some good deals. And 2 years. No government in the history of Ghana can stop the trash happening in Ghana. No. In Quran, they see their fathers throw trash around. They see their mothers throw trash around. When you're walking on the street, that is what we grow up with. No president can come and say, I am begging you, let us all change. This is attitudinal. It is in us. We grow because our environment allows that. So how do we stop it? How do we fight it? We need to strategically fight it in a different way. And that is what we need to do now. Let's think far a little bit. Chinese machines go, they don't know what to do with them. Give them a good deal. Give them a good deal. They will bring the machines, they will install. Oh, they can say 10 years only. It's okay. Let them do what they want to do for 10 years. After 10 years, in the waste management, can be their own entrepreneurs. Government, after 10 years, can resource young Ghanaians to set up their own community waste plant machines. This is simple. Give yourself 10 years. Let them take the taxes. It's fine. Let them pay their light bill so that we can use that to sustain the energy. Let them pay only the light bill. It's okay. The taxes, let them bring the equipment. Don't take a dime from them. Let them bring it free. Let them install. Let them do it. 10 years, you are good. 10 years now, 10 years now, we talk too much. And away a PhD, and away a master's. As you name answer, you give it the same nine. So, Secretary Takrade Mayor, I really applaud him for that. I don't know him, but I read a story. I think it's the mayor who is trying to do this. And whoever the mayor is, you can reach out to me any day. Whatever support you guys need through my platform, I will do it for you guys. You are being smart. If all mayors try to sign this kind of partnership, then Ghana, Sebio, in the next 5-10 years, you're better to reduce the amount of waste that is basically making our country flood. So that Secondary Takrade Mayor, I really applaud him for this landmark partnership. Whatever support he needs, whatever media support, I will give him. If he wants us to speak on this thing every single day, I will do it because I believe these are some of the things we need to support, we need to promote, we need to protect. Now, the health ministry, I can't say we are still live on Loud Silent TV team. Thank you very much. Now, stay alert. Ebola has no cure or vaccine yet. Akando to Ghanaians. The health minister Akasa and Ebola and the America say America Ebola epiha. The almighty United States of America Ebola baha. The health minister of Ghana or catch Ghana Nibia or Shemi Anadri say Ebola yarena ese Africa ha and the Atiesia in Krobe Bridi Penye Bino ye anuedro. Ye ni pania ebetuma wo ema Ebola no akọ. Inti ye catch Ghana for or say as the health minister or catch Ghana for say ye nhwe ye hu yie. Ye kọ nipa dodo mu a ye make sure say ye kọ chiachia we yiase no ye be hohoro ye nsa. Very important. Ye kọ ye biase ani ye chia. Asebesi me hu wa che be ma ba no ena time e chiachia hunu you need to understand say a contact na this ayare weba. Inti Ebola no health ministry no Mr. Akando honorable or the ato abonten or say osre Ghana for Ebola ni Ghana. We are prepared if Ebola happens by some way or means. Nipa ba kubi timi ura Ghana na ebi o Ebola na yaka say Ebola ba. They have prepared a place, sir. The government is ready to protect you. But Abani is ready to have a place that will admit Ebola patients. Nyamin Pengu, say Bisia. What is going to happen? And they say, or say for now, no, Yaren Yenian Wedru. We are gardening, especially more Mutu Kwaikofanyoma, other African countries, no. Sebio Mukwa, Mutu Tukwano. It is very important to say, Obasho Huye. Oba hohoro nsa ansa na wedidi enye obia na ofemfam no also making sure say oba drufia you wash your hands before you eat onkwara ni pia bontina ma hohoro mo nsa for seminar yo na tie ekufo so di biba yo hohoro nsa get me hohoro nsa Mr. P. Inti the government is telling Ghana for we are ready to fight Ebola, but advisor health minister eyo opanyina ohwe apomudin so Ghana o say eya Ebola ye ni anu aduru sesi ayekese anu aduro ni ho Ebola ayekese ye ni pani e betum dia wo te say covid ba ye no yare a ehu yie na de ma Ebola eba no say sebio free emua bi ho eneba nti de obetum so aye a preventing ebi ni say oba hohoro nsa daily ansana odidi anase odi aduana ma oba ana wankasa wa ye hu bibi nti make sure say wonsa hohoro no very important upie na uko event bi na uko cheche nipa udu fia di nkan hohoro wonsa fa sanitizer bi so bottom uchia ko amankwa je sia na ko dwunso wan hohoro ne nsa ena uchia eye kwa me frifa ono so ko ne ya hohoro ne nsa uchia abnama nsa nti je se uchia nkofo make sure say wa ni san nkofo wa hohoro nsa ansa na wadidi. Sometimes you mention some things and you laugh because it just comes out of your mouth. So you need to understand. You need to understand Ebola. Sebio yeni anu edru. Intimu cheche nipa ukroma. Now I day wa uronsa. Inti health minister no ena eka say mema Ghana fo nyina entiasie say sebio uwa Ghana. All right, thank you, team. So honestly, team no the more me come no. Then they will tell me, say, boss, there's something that you are forgetting. They want me to explain to Ghana for a year trash once a year baller once. And they said I should show you a video of how Singapore basically fight the waste. And I said baller was Singapore. And my team they are telling me, say, I should play this video for every single Ghanaian to watch. Now the education, how Singapore yenimno sibia omo fight the baller was Singapore. So, Mr. P, Mr. S said, "Member video we na share when it comes to waste management and what we can do to prevent a lot of waste in Ghana."
In Singapore, there is no trash. They get rid of it in one day. Here is how they do it. First, they collect all the trash in the country, drive it to this building to burn it. 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, the fire is burning trash in this factory. The heat from this process becomes electricity to light up homes. And the toxic smoke gets filtered out and becomes super clean. The remaining ash from the fire is taken to a man-made island, dumped into a special water that doesn't touch the ocean water. This process is so clean, the corals are still alive and the animals are still around. From collecting to burning to filtering to conservation, this is how you keep planet Earth clean. That's 1 minute.
Debia, any yako legon, any yako tech, any o PhD, any yako engineering, and you want the papa be the Ghana for 1 minute. You too much send Singapore for or mutimi and making sure some waste, no, they've made something better out of it. Debia yako school we are seeing na see. You ntumi ye bibia protect your crew. Yaji all the degrees, all the accolades. Yaji bibia. And over social media, now you see where we're doing, and where we're doing, and you do we at them. Yeah, let me tell you people, now I'm the same way. Because somewhere to bring another controversy, I don't want to do it. But you see, Yako school could do point to be a year, Mummy, you see, I join a Jimmy, yada one knit name, ya Junso Emma enquire, yada home at Ghana, your new senior, Sebio, your giant, I cry, you bet me a cleaning up. ama ejanai and yɛda ho te Ghana upon school a yɛakɔ abɛsi nnɛ yɛnim nyansa de bɛtumi protect the environment yɛnim nyansa and it's enough. I'm beginning to see say African, especially Ghanaian, omuduru baby, they use school as an excuse not to be responsible in life. That is what I see. I'm beginning to see say Ghana for especially omuduru abrabono point to be na omu hu de omu nye na bibia biti omu na afi omu hu senia omu angasa entumi creative to build a life, to start from nowhere and to think deep and create something that will feed them. All that they do is Miko school. And it is something that if you take your time to analyze, most Ghanaians spend about 40% of your life going to school. And that is what you are beginning to see. Say, am I a result to be because most people are more Ghana, whether in Ghana or out of Ghana, Miko school, no, when you ask them at the Kudienta Uko school, so Miko school, you see, so you could see, say, the laziness is there. Now, because so many of us, we don't want to sit and think and create something out of nothing and become responsible to build our life. You know? What you see is a lot of people hide behind education. In 58, I'm still schooling. When 48, I'm still schooling. 38 years, you will school. We are still bettering ourselves. So you could see, say, so many of them, they hide. They are scared of the world. They are scared to go out there and create something out of nothing. In this way, steady power, especially Ghanaians, most of them are going to school. The question you ask is, school now, we are not bad or some ejuma bang. You get it? Until you can see, say, we have lot and lot of anything. Most Ghanaians, some about brochure. So what's study? 90% of Ghana form about brochure because they cannot adapt to the system, because they don't really understand how they can make life, how they can think through and create an opportunity for themselves and become self-sufficient or entrepreneurs who are still basically failing the education. All that they will tell you, say, for 7-8 years, the person will tell you, I'm going to school. Now, what happens is, almost Oshe school no 45 years. Onya jumanya na the energy to work ultimately jumampo more than 10-15 years. You can see, say, Owie school no about kokrewie. Into Owie school so now it takes you some time to be able to get a job, to make sure the school now and so. And it's what study. Most of them are more Ghana very irresponsible. They cannot think and make nothing out of a abrabo. And they say, Bronya Kwara, Embro, Abrofo Kwara, Omoko school. By college, no nim obey. Oboha or college, no ejuma or a coffee shop or a plan. The life in is not about, I want to go to school, go to university, do master. They don't do that here. Even though they know, they acknowledge the school here, they make sure, say, they set their life up in a way school will not take 90% of Oma Brabo. But you see with us, because we don't know what to do, because most of us, from infancy, a statical school, we could not basically pinpoint exactly what we want to use our life for. The easy thing we do, they say, Usha will be whether home or abroad, Miko school. Until Usha was okay, what the 38 years? What the 42 years? What the 43 years? Uko school. At this point, what are you going to school for? Because years are school 3-4 years. Now you're almost 50 years. Now years are 47 years. How many years do you have to work to be able to build up a retirement fund? You can't. Means you have wasted about 60% of your life pretending you are learning, but you are learning nothing. Because you see, those people who make life in America, so I'm college, no free college now, so what they do is a brofo pano, say opese. Or ye juma or start juma or ye college no start juma. Now time or ye juma or your experience in yana or betano. But with us it's not like that. One, we know say we cannot get that job. So the only thing we can do is say, because we cannot think and create opportunities for ourselves, we end up going to school. In Tube I am going to school. Oh, I am in school. Also the demand with the 45 or the demand with the 50, and I'm still going. Anybody I could bento mo any question for I'm Ghana. Yeah. It is our bigger institutions in America. The people who run the U.S. government, they when you pay the bed 28 years. You know what? The young tech boys, they start right after college. They try to get a job or fill that omope. Now, or what side job already 21 years, then the same time he is working, he is basically having an associate. He is basically learning something that at the end of the day, it can help him go up. Even though he's working, he's making money, he's saving, you can see, he's still getting the experience. But with us, it is not like that. You have a PhD. Yeah. Today, as I speak to you, a company like, I don't want to say better than another conversation on social media. It will be because my own conversation be a question. My own conversation be a question on social media. I don't even want to get into it because it's okay. But we need to understand that is the hard truth. Let's be real here, and that has been us. We saw people who were going to school. They are scared of the world. They cannot create anything. And it's not so many people today. So our tertiary institutions are 90% of the kids there. The easiest part is that I want to go and do politics. Because with politics, you don't need somebody who is exceptionally intelligent, who can basically solve problems with their head. You just have to maneuver, be able to convince and lie and become a politician. And it is what tertiary institutions now. Almost 90% of the people there, and they are Lagos, Tech, all the private universities, everybody wants to end up. That is why you see a lot of young people joining their political their groups. Oh, miwaha. Because the idea is that because I cannot create any opportunities for myself by thinking, I need to join a political group. When I'm part of the group way, party way, meaning party power, now I'm a politician. Then you see, so it's a trend. Our people are not able to think. Our biggest problem as Ghanaians is not thinking. Ultimately, will be a Ghana or say, "Made an amateur Ghana chance." Still no chance. You know why? Because here we solve problems. Here we create opportunities. Here you need to think. Into most of them will come. That's the same thing they do because in this country, you don't have to rely on the federal government to give you a job. You don't have to rely on the system. You have to create it. And how do you create it? It is about the practical knowledge you have. And then they create opportunity now. When you come to America, you don't expect to say, school no to Ghana, no, it's going to make you a manager director. No. Meaning, school or Ghana, medical students are almost chips, Ghana, America, shops. That is how it is. So we need to be real. We are faking, we are lying to ourselves, we are using school to cover up our irresponsibility and our laziness. It is our studying Quran, those who are also in their 40s, they can't do anything again. The only thing you have to do is that is what we are doing. And if you take your time to analyze, that is how our youth, they are becoming lazy. Yes, they are becoming lazy to think. They cannot even put ideas on paper and explain to an investor to convince them. A few can do it. And internet today, you see a lot of youth saying, I can't job. Because the issue here is you go to nursing training. You go to teacher training. Basically, you went to learn skill, right? As a nurse, you went to learn skill. The issue is, even though you learn general nurse, there is some things in the things you learned, you can, in your own community, convert it into work, which you become an entrepreneur, but on yet. You see, when you go to nursing school, you learn a lot of things. That is why we call you general nursing. You learn how to put bandage on. You learn how to give first aid. There are so many things you learn at nursing school. Now, when you come out of nursing school, you need to sit back, call 1, 2, 3, 4 of your friends and tell them, guys, the things we learned in school, we live in a community where we have 40,000 people. How can we use that to make money? How can we use that to help community to also be employed ourselves? You sit with your group. Let us put ourselves together, 4, 5, 6 people. This is what we can do. Let's tackle this one. I think this is what we... So, 3 years, 2 years, you are already an entrepreneur you've been able to create work out of what you want to learn. But this is a situation where you get 5 teachers coming from training college. They are teachers who have learned different skills. They can come together as a group and look in their own community, in their own municipality, in their own community and say, okay, we are called school, no, this is all that we learned. You were good at this, you were good at this, you were good at okay, let's build something. Let us start from scratch. Let us see if this, slowly, you become self-entrepreneurs. You become self-sufficient people. At a point, Abino will try to come to you and partner with you. And that is what the Americans do. So you come here, you see a lot of startups. You see a lot of young people. Most of the young people who have made money here build their own local companies. They not take money to say, Yako school. Most people in America have gone to school. Most people are educated. But the issue is, most people have been able to create something out of what they learned in school. Until you see young CEOs, you see young neighborhood companies, because they know. But in Ghana, everybody finishes school and it's all about, say, I'm from Ejumada, I am going to school. So you see people going to school every single day. And it's our Jimino, you to me 2 fear in Ghana, and I started to do Chroma. Obetra Chroma 15 years, they be our school. Oh, me was school. Oh, me was school almost 40. Me was school almost 50. Now I'm one day not be doing a bini or brony so before you or check your age. No, I share how you can be used. Because if you are 48 years, no of you now a 27-year-old boy, Abba, or better 22-year-old, you know, because he has enough energy, he can work for long, he can use him and get a lot from me. When the 42, your responsibilities are too much. You are going to start suffering. You are going to start having problems with family. You are going to start complaining about holidays because your wife is not there. You have to take care of it. So that saying, Bronin does not have time. So he's going to pick the young man who is not attached to any kid, who is not attached to any responsibility that will drag him from not coming to work. He's going to employ that young 22-year-old man. So, boy, so that is what they do here. Into Ubedu America, where the 32, work for school at 7 years, where the 42. You, the market does not need you. So your responsibility, you know, say we are irresponsible and lazy. We hide behind Miko School. Ask all of them, Amako School or Tech, Legon in Ghana, what have they been able to create? Nothing. In Ghana, schools are not sustaining Kumasi Technical Institute, KTI. Those schools have been able to bring out people who could have been entrepreneurs. But at a point, we created the impression, say, Obiko Kwabuche, Obiko Presek, Obiko Achimota, Obiko Wesley Girls, they are more better. So we were just learning grammar. We were not able to use our knowledge practically to build something. But people were at KTI who were building coal-pots, who were building their mast, who were able to work for mining companies. But the community neglected such schools because you cut to your trim say, Omomoko technical schools, you know, they are not smart. But here it is technical people who are making the money. 90% of young people from Africa, we are trained, white-collar job students. We come here, we can do anything. By the time we are able to fit into the system, to be able to make some good money, then we are old. We are already done. We are exhausted. Then the young college students are the ones who are being paid well. Go to every company in America. I've worked at Delta. I've worked at a container store. I've worked at D&D Luca. I've worked at companies. And I know how young people are paid compared to older people, because they want the young people to stay in the company than the old people, because the old people have been exhausted. That is what we need to understand. We as Ghanaians here, Jimmy, we are timid. We don't want to think. And that is our biggest problem. That is our biggest problem in Ghana. And it has become something fashionable. Oh, you are in school? Oh, I'm in school. Oh, so where you go finish? Oh, I do another course. Oh, so but you, I think I say you finish. Oh no, it be here. I go do for 6 months. Right now they can't continue. Laziness. And sometimes I sit back and I watch some Ghanaians. I say, Now, because you are scared, you are scared to confront the reality. Start to build, think. We can't think. Entrepreneurship is the way out. You can't tell me who goes school about be a billionaire. You can't be a billionaire. You can't. You can't get $1 million upon all the schools are owned to me. But a young man who became intelligent to create something out of the little school he went, who is now an entrepreneur, can get $1 million in a year. Now that whole year, I'm going to school. School is good. It's fine. It opens your horizon. You get to know things. But that does not pay bills. So school now we are strategic about it. And then a bit to me live comfortably. The idea of going to school, no, it should be strategic. They just don't go to school. So who's a bronica say me go school, then one man who 3 years says course we position way. That is broning. A few white people, few Americans go to university because they see it say that year's not spend university, no, it needs to be worth it. I'm not going to university because I have to go to university to prove myself to my father's friend, to prove myself to somebody. I have to go to university because in the next 3 years, you know, I will be 27. There I can be a medical doctor. So we'll measure the years, you know, we'll measure how long he's going to spend in that school and how long he's going to make money to pay his student loan. But Yamubini Jimmy. Everybody is studying law in Ghana. Because I'm a lawyer. Jimmy Nibia, what is in law? There are people who have been lawyers for 20 years. Obian from Moda. You know what? Because you are not a good lawyer. You are not intelligent to defend anybody. You want to just be known semi-co school. Me a lawyer. Send your buyer kwasiebia wejimi will see you and think you are smart, but you are in pain, but you can't pay your bills, but you look wretched than that young man who is doing koleba because we are stupid. Yeah, Jimmy. So you will see people on social media debating. Yes, where you want your way or go school where you want you see parents go to parties. No more the omumba where you go school how maybe where you go school at the end of the day parents ultimately pump China bills. They have a lot of things to accomplish because the school that when they calculate their years, if they are not strategic or maybe some papa, that is what we are known for. There are so many stupid lawyers in Ghana, so many of them. They can't even defend a chicken. In the name, say, Miko Law School. In the name, say, Miko Medical School. In the name, say, Miko. No, those things, they don't matter. They don't. You need to be strategic. School is good. It's very good. You need to go to school so that you can express yourself well. If you don't go to school, you can't express yourself. When you meet people, you cannot even understand documents to read. What you need is basic understanding of things. Read it, understand it, communicate. That is the first step of school. If you are able to do that, when $3 million is written in words and in figures, you should be able to differentiate. Wherever they put the dot, you should know where your money is going. After that, you better yourself. That is what you call schooling. Bettering yourself as an individual to face the life before you. But you don't just better yourself to try and avoid the responsibility before you. And that is the choice we are making now. We are trying to better ourselves by not confronting the responsibility before us. And that is what the real African, the real Ghanaian is going through. You are still live on Loud Silence TV. I'll be back after this short break.
Let the prophets prophesy and let the worshippers worship. Prophet Nana Ajimai Ministries presents Open Heavens 2026. Theme, I am not here by accident. Hebrews 10 verse 7. Psalm 40 verse 7. Host, Prophet Nana Ajimai Osu. Guest speaker, Apostle Francis Amwakwata. Special guest of honor, Dr. Hannah Lucia Bisu Kwate. Dates, Saturday 27 June 2026. Time, 9 a.m. Venue, GTEC Auditorium next to Chartered Institute of Bankers, Bauleshi. Guest ministers, Pastor Kufai, Minister Lydia Abao, and Minister Kwekuteg. For further inquiries, kindly contact 0248-923-870. Come and encounter Jesus, for there's a word from the prophets. See you there. Let the prophets prophesy and let the worshippers worship. Prophet Nana Ajimai Ministries presents Open Heavens 2026. Theme, I am not here by accident. Hebrews 10 verse 7. Psalm 40 verse 7. Host, Prophet Nana Ajimai Osu. Guest speaker, Apostle Francis Amwakwata. Special guest of honor, Dr. Hannah Lucia Bisu Kwate. Dates, Saturday 27 June 2026. Time, 9 a.m. Venue, GTEC Auditorium next to Chartered Institute of Bankers, Bauleshi. Guest ministers, Pastor Kufai, Minister Lydia Abao, and Minister Kwekuteg. For further inquiries, kindly contact 0248-923-870. Come and encounter Jesus, for there's a word from the prophets. See you there.
Thank you very much for staying. You're still live on Loud Silence TV. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. Meantime, but ad on TV, so but those are me ad and now actually say I really want to support a year ad, and you all know the ad you just watched. Everybody should understand this is a big event, and you have to make a date. I will be there myself. The first time I go for whom sorry them, and because sorry pa ba man for him, and I me tons ba. That's when we pito ngum so enko Shindere Bay. Me tons ba na we hwe pito ngum so anti de bia me kwa sorry a o se de pito kosi kwan no ho se ne be ya e be hye me mu na se me dwudwom a e pito o de kakra guma pempe no de kakra ma me anom saa ko pe se be tibeni so wa ma me pito and de me tons ne ba metuma ka bibia wa sorry dem wo and me so me tons ne ba na se Holy Spirit ni sim so a de wa ye bia me ka me mfa me ho ne wo ye sofo panyina na ye sofo me ka ni nyina Into the piano, pito de Udguma Pimpin, not be mammy no, me guma pimpin no. And yeah, Udguma Pimpin on Cacrano, Sabe 2 hours, I. Na pito none of the milk cacras will gum, I, pito the milk, the cacregun one, I. Into the cacrebu. I am a shake as young pimpin, as a best matadiero. Into the cacrebu, some pimpin, what you do on Sabaco. Not a pito nancatano, or their mamma no, I. The old Guma Pimpin, family can go because of a milk. Into Sani and a cacranca. All right, now this is a story. Me person can once my brother me minim mamonka. Say me minim. Me enya dem mo bia because Kevin Bawumia'S me my brother dada. It dey me be also tiase. Now, this is the Jandama Joy News. They tried to put in the system. I will say you nyina you try na you making sure that the system is clean. Jimmy for Ghana pa. And you see, let me tell you something. Ghana now who no your uncle they are easily convinced. And every day we do what we do. Say you jai etum one thing I've studied. Say me jai show be 1 week pe na omo jimne yomuti. Na Jimmy Taba na started. Into this job, it should be it is consistent. I can't stop it. Because you see, manus is so. Your Ghana for me Jimmy, if you don't continuously educate them, the little gap you give to liars, they will destroy their minds. And every single day you see us on TV. Not because we think it is because we want to consistently stay on Ghanaians and remind them and educate and inform. Stay on them, remind, educate, inform. That is our policy. Because your Ghana for Bebrea, Sebio, Omama school Jimmy Mo, school, and that is a reality in Ghana. So what's the idea? Omama school do Ghana no, do Jimmy school crowd. If you leave that gap, so we just start to credit for a day, for a week. Every time you go on break for like 1 week, I feel to be a Jimmy bus system. I'm for bomb tabamu. You can see the Jimmyization is there. It's echoing every single place. And every day we are here to keep the people in line, to delete every night and upload. And during the day, no, omucha trona na mabana be delete na ma upload papa no because ye mu bi ni ye Jimmy do no mako school no ye nim nyansa. We are lazy to research. We are lazy to question people. The most timid people on this planet are Ghanaians who have been to school. School, you cannot intimidate them, but school, or because at the end of the day, they can't even speak for themselves. They can't question. They can't ask. They can't research. Whatever you tell them is cool. So we need to always be here to delete Atrono, to upload Nokreno every night. And right now, no, people are struggling to pass MPP Atrono on the people. Because we are here to delete and upload. It's Debiano, Yawaha, Yanko Bebia. Consistency has been our hallmark. Now, multimedia, cocaine media. I'm a lawyer. Now, Bank of Ghana considering sale of new 260 million headquarters. Yatia Endra na yenina yendidi be on the 1st of June. And cocaine media, Joy News, Eddie story bibeto was say Bank of Ghana for say omoba beton the Bank of Ghana headquarters. And Obia say we should free him. Now Joy News this story in the bio no omuka say source no Joy News online. Omanka say asimesi and acquire investigations and obede story in the brain. When the media house wants to lie, especially print, when they want to cook story, when they want to do propaganda, negative propaganda, because there's positive propaganda. When they want to do politics and malign people in power, that's what they do. They cook stories up. What they do is they look at stories, right? And then they try to force holes in stories, which are not the holes that basically can actually make any sense. What they do is they force sense when there's no sense. They force story when there's no story. And that is what most media houses in Ghana do. Because right now, Ghana for who say most of the media houses are liars. Most of the people who work at the media houses, most of them work for politicians. Most of the media houses in Ghana, about 90% of them, they are owned by politicians. In Ghana for now, the kind of impact some media houses in Ghana right now, they are losing that impact because Ghanaians are now able to see through them or look at what they are doing realistically and tell them you are lying to us. A few years ago, when Joy News or multimedia put a story out, people did not question it. But for some time, Amanfo say people are doing things basically your interest normal yet. They are at Joy News not because they want to be legitimate journalists. They want to speak the truth. They are at Multimedia or Joy News because they want to be paid, make money, be friends with politicians, and then get better their jobs. So most people in our media circle now are not doing the job because of the love and making sure truth is put out there. It is for them to actually live good like the politicians they are supposed to check. It is for them to make money like the politician they are supposed to check. It is for them to get opportunities better so that they can leave the media space. So when there's no news, Multimedia, Joy News, a media house like that, they sit and create because that is the only way that they will get the traction so that some people will give them money to run the media house. You see, so the impact, the influence these media houses have 10 years ago, they don't. Because we have seen that Multimedia or Joy News, it has been a transit point where if somebody wants to be a criminal politician, that is where they bounce off. And we have seen lots and lots of them. If you want to be a criminal politician, bounce off. A transit point, I'll bet you see a Joy News, a Multimedia. So you see, most of the young journalists are and the politics more we are there acquisition positions. You know what Joy News does, Multimedia does is say they pick criminals, clean them up, and create an impression that they are angels. But these same criminals use that platform to enter into politics to dupe you. So Multimedia has become a devil's junction. That is why you get somebody like Ojo Ponkruma, who was a morning show host, who was basically asking all the questions and people saying he loved Ghana. He is a patriot. He was working for you. The next day, he's with the MPP, telling you that the money, the 60 billion, it is nothing. That is politics. That is some journalists for you. And I can give you so many names. Multimedia has become the devil's junction whereby people who want to do diabolism or diabolic they just want to put something out to destroy people. Multimedia is a junction, a devil's junction where people like A. Sankuma were cultivated. A. Sankuma was basically groomed at Multimedia. Their news file, that is where we got people like Kwekubako them come out to lie to Ghana. So it has become a devil's transit point. If you want to be a liar, if you want to be a thief, if you want to lie to the people, use Multimedia as your transit point. It is the devil's junction. Now, this is what they are doing now because they are struggling. Yatiano Meka just say, oh, Bank of Ghana 4% town Bank of Ghana headquarters. No. And I say, why in the investigations? No? Why in the cover story in the buy? Ninjina Swan is saying, the Omakacha and say, Omon Asuna. This cannot be journalism. A simple or a young TikTok blogger is more important now, relevant than Multimedia. Because now, Multimedia, this kind of Yakeka media house, Yakeka Joy News. Now, basically, when we ask them, how did you get to the conclusion, say, Bank of Ghana, Person Tomo headquarters, so Yakeka. And this is the so-called CLS DNDN media house. We are asking you, the difference between you and a TikToker. Maybe the difference between you and Kevin Taylor or anybody else, and say you pride yourself, say you people have concrete evidence, reliable sources, and then fact-based journalism. So an issue like a whole Bank of Ghana, that is a national asset. If you are going to tell Ghanaians say it is going to be sold by Bank of Ghana, you need to give us more than telling us your sources. Yeah, kika. Then it means only TikTokers, no, Joy News or Joy News Online and TikTokers, they are not different, because you cannot even tell us where your facts are from. Now, when you read a story, this is what they said. The multi-purpose complex known as the Bank Square replaced Bank of Ghana's 69-year-old previous headquarters. It was built under the erstwhile Akufo-Addo's government at a cost of over $260 million as a befitting legacy for the central bank after more than 6 decades of service. Now, however, the current management, backed by the government, you see where the story started. Now, what they are trying to do is they are trying to create the impression in the minds of people, say, Akufo-Addo the CKB Bank of Ghana headquarters. Now, Akufo-Addo aban no ene de omusika siye na aban we na abano. So we hear the second paragraph. However, the current management, backed by the government. So you see what they are doing? They are doing jandam. They are doing politics. That is why they could not tell you, say, Asimesi went out to do the investigations. So if you have any question this our reporter. That is why they said sources tell them, because what they were doing is they were trying to join the government. They were trying to then bring in the government to destroy the name of the government. All that they were trying to do here was that they wanted to disgrace the government. That is Joy News. Into here, second paragraph. However, the current management, backed by the government, is now pursuing in quote, a sale and lease back arrangement according to the sources. So right now, Joy News say Bank of Ghana Dana Ekufuado didn't see a C, Ekufuado are buying C, almost say, and the John Mahama are buying back the management of the Bank of Ghana, meaning they are saying, are buying supported the governor of Bank of Ghana. This story they wrote, the intention is to destroy people, their credibility. John Mahama are buying percent or ton Ekufuado, ne Dana Wisson, Ekufuado question pay, was go busy than papa, because I want in papa fee. You get it? So you need to understand they are lying. They were just trying to put something in the system. Now, so I'll read this story. Serious discussion have reportedly taken place with Bank of Ghana leadership said to be strong advocates for disposing of the national asset. I'm saying, Koso, ama Bank of Ghana and Pedifona, your margin say, Omobeton dino. Yes, why in a quiet story, no fact, Ben Kutano, almost say yetete, yakeka. So a media house like this, which was built with cocaine money, and put out a story like this without any concrete reporter, evidence. Anybody can write this story. I can basically get up one day and write a story, say, the owner, with all due respect, these are not facts, the owner of multimedia, Kwesi Dieng, today his colleagues from the US are chasing him around, trying to take over multimedia because Kwesi Chum owes them a bag of cocaine. When I put story like this out and tell people, our sources tell us, how is Kwesi Chum going to take the story? How is Kwesi Chum going to take the story? Say me sorry no pa. Na me beka say, eye Kwesi Chum, omo a oni omo ye cocaine, a omo di sisa sika no ebesi multimedia, Joy News no, ende omo from America ba, sibia Canada Japan kan no, omo tata Kwesi Chum say omo beje multimedia nafa. Na asemu ye ninjina so na me di jina so kan say, metete. Are you going to take me serious? Are you actually going to take me serious as a journalist sitting here explaining things to you? So these are all speculative. Now, where did they pick the story from? Because they wanted to destroy this government. Now, multimedia has become Yakeka media. Yakeka media. Yakeka multimedia, no? Now, they went all the way back 2025. Now, again, Omukongo 2025. It's Omuka Sasemwe, no? And omubuso say into omo sources when so your video be the betremo a video be so Ato Forcing can send me 2025 already budget review no. Let's go listen to Ato Forcing what he said.
And then you're talking about the Cocoa Road, exactly what you're talking about. That's 5.7 billion.
This one is road fund.
Road fund, the road fund, yes. Road fund. Yes.
Road fund also owe contractors approximately 6 billion Ghana cedis.
And this is the thing that surprised me. BOG is asking for a bailout.
Yes.
53 billion cedis. For what? You say to deal with the negative equity.
Yes.
And this is on the back of the report that showed that there's 60 billion hole.
You remember in my previous life as the minority leader, I kept saying that Bank of Ghana had generated so much debt, so much, deficit. As a result, their balance sheet is not healthy, and that they have generated negative equity. Apparently, the previous administration and the Bank of Ghana had signed an MOU for the government of Ghana, or the taxpayer, to recapitalize the central bank with 53 billion Ghana cedis.
Do you have the money?
I've asked the Bank of Ghana to look within and cut expenditure because the taxpayer cannot afford 53 billion. And I've communicated that to the government.
But they already have an agreement with government.
But they can look within. They can look within. First of all, they have to look within. You know, you've seen their new head office, very big building. They have a choice to sell and lease back if they want to. They have to look within and cut expenditure and reduce. Evans, the taxpayer cannot afford 53 billion Ghana cedis. Giving 53 billion Ghana cedis to the central bank will simply mean that we will have to deny the taxpayer some public good, like roads, like schools, like hospitals. Is that what we want? Can we afford it at this stage? The question is no. The answer is no. We cannot be able to afford that. And so the central bank must look within. They have hotels like Guest House and others. Why are they in Guest House? Can they sell some of them and use the money to recapitalize? The taxpayer cannot be used as a punching bag. So I've said to them they should look within. Luckily for me, the governor is on board. And I expect the governor to look within and cut expenditure to reflect the needs of the bank.
If they come to you with, their share of the bargain, would you meet them halfway? Or you want them to
the central bank
find all 53 billion?
If the central bank is able to come to me with a reasonable offer, we can have a conversation.
Okay.
But it must start from them. And I have also said that they may also have to consider plowing back their profit over the next 10 years to recapitalize it. That can also be done. It depends.
But what is the implication if they don't do this quickly? Can they survive?
It is not a problem. The bank can survive. See, first of all, what they need to do is to, as soon as possible, generate enough cash to be able to run the affairs of the
bank. I had almost say, information free. This is 2025. At force in every budget, or yeah, Najun say he'll go on TV and explain the budget to Ghanaians, which Oforiatta never did for the past 8 years, Omedi president. When MPP were in power, for 8 years, we never saw Oforiatta go on any media house after reading the budget to explain into detail what the budget actually means. In Kwasiafoe, they never did it. Now, to this Jandam. So this video in 2025, at first read the budget, and Oba read the TV so in the conversation about say, a Bank of Ghana, MPP free power, normal bobesia, a car, 60 billion cedis da ho. 60 billion. In common one at first the car say, Bank of Ghana say, a buying any Ghana for yet why you almost 53 billion and fanko tia sakano. And at first the car say, Sa de de onfa a how no embeto edien a ye Ghana for so because say only 53 billion and fanko tia a car Bank of Ghana and the MPP omo bottle wa nanka also mo responsible. Nanka also who say a Ghana for na bank ni omo dia na eni se nka omo de sa e ka to Ghana for so see nyanse bi anim na Bank of Ghana na e wo ho no e entity anase eno se ye edien e dwumaku a omo so e wo edien enjapade a ene se bi onyoma esom omo bo a omo betumi dia kwasi awawa. In fact se omo office fufuro ya omo timi e office so pa so omo di bi be rent omo di bi be leasing kofo na be 10 years no omo di ateka omo ya no masa take over. It is not wrong. I see Bank of Ghana for omo hotels, omo nyoma e omo properties, and your omo tobi. Na omo for sika no 60 billion can be. Na ono ato force in there. Enya dia obetam Ghana for yet to a daho 60 billion and 53 billion. Embetia eye Bank of Ghana. Eye the MPP e ka omo boto. Na Bank of Ghana no omo ankasa ntena se. Na ankasa omo nhwe omo ho. Nyoma omo betumi aye e dia so e ka we ano. These were the words of Atoforsen. I say Bank of Ghana for a Jumakua eson. Omo guest house, omo hotels. I say Abdina Mutimu Crampono, a dine sopa. Omo to decide somebody be my rent. Na Oma Jisasi can be a tea omo castle. And na etikesia Kerinkere Busan say. Na adentina on time Ghana sika and Tiano Sidabi Yanisa. A woman's Bank of Ghana for dia. Na MPP for Betnasono. A ya a canon with you go on. Na Omo catch from say ebe higher. Into your say or no to force in there. Only problem. Bank of Ghana for Sebio, omo ye preman for and the almost starting check say, a nyoma be a omo ya ema e can ebe kan hono omo nteso. They should look within. Omo onjapade, omo nyoma be a omo betumi dia kwesi awawa, e betumi ate omo kan subi. And oka say, etikese kere say, they say a Bank of Ghana for enya sika ni bia. Wa we finance minister udi Ghana for nim, e di omo to ye adwuma no, ubeshi omo so etua kakra. O say on de oye nipa. So Bank of Ghana for chere so omo betumi ankasa ahwo omo dwumadiem na omo betumi enya sika bi dia betua eka we bia 53 billion a why not obeshi omo ne omo di nkomo se nyansa wo msa wo so omo kakra de ti omo kan so a obeye saa asem we ato force nkan we engina TV so anka da se Bank of Ghana for nkoton edan no brofo omo mienu di ye no there was nowhere Ato Forson suggested. Ato Forson in his statement, he said he asked Bank of Ghana to look within. Is the headquarters the only property of Bank of Ghana? Bank of Ghana has hotels. Bank of Ghana has investment. Some investment that are not important. He even said they have hotels and other things. He said Bank of Ghana should look within. So how come say Brofu were clear a year ago? Na ende a year cocaine media join his Ecofa story way but say yati say Bank of Ghana beton na omo de edani nyina be mahai. They don't do that. This is a media house. Yes, sir. MPP buy me board business 60 billion. Sir audit no at a point you be won send photo gold watch be $5 million gold watch. And that audit is still ongoing. They have even finished the audit. So how can a media house, Asema finance minister, can a year? He was not even emphatic. He was not even pressurizing Bank of Ghana. He was suggesting. Atuforsen was telling them, he was advising they should look within. And then Yatia no catch say Bank of Ghana for beton omo dino e dia mahai ene ade na abai way ene e say are you stupid? How do you call yourself a media house? Are you stupid? This is a national asset. Na yebusa mo say munjina so ne say mo say yekeka yetete kwasiafo mo tete say yekeka no won framem na mo tete na mo jimi. At least you can walk to the Bank of Ghana and question the governor. You can basically tell us what exactly the governor said. You can walk to the Bank of Ghana. There's the deputy governor. You can walk to the Bank of Ghana. There's the public relations officer. How do you put such a story out? Even if today the Bank of Ghana, this is their building, they decide to rent half to pay their debt, is it a crime? Even today, so Bank of Ghana, it decided, say, this building, the rooms are too many. There are a lot of rooms here we are not using. We want to rent this out for 10 years and take $20 million for a month. Is it wrong? Because Bank of Ghana need to pay their debt. A canoe boy also butia. Or no at force and say, "Nya de ko tam Ghana for sika." You betum dey school. You betum dey aya kwan. You betum dey aya nyomampunti obi enkote Bank of Ghana ko kaso. Every time I know mo boss aka no. Na at force your position or catch them say, "Dey na omo ye nenye." And so mon kwasiafo tina ho support Bank of Ghana. Inti me, I would prefer the Bank of Ghana that way only half guarantee. I will prefer. Because enya dia me know yadi taxes eba bet your Bank of Ghana e ka 53 billion. I'm not going to pay that, and you are not ready to pay that because I buy an argument say or per se otiasa 53 billion Bank of Ghana. E also the taxes but also. Now 53 billion when a boss I can to a NPP Kufuado Addison at the Bank of Ghana in a year almost to be bob a 60 billion. And they say, Adentina, a NDC, about me say, me a president of the Republic of Ghana. Kochiname press conference. Good evening, fellow Ghanaians. What I want to tell you is simple. The Bank of Ghana is in debt. And they need to pay about 60 billion to offset that debt. What we've realized is that the new building, the headquarters of Bank of Ghana, is empty. In fact, they are using only 3 floors. So we will suggest to the Bank of Ghana to rent out the rest of the offices. The money that comes out from the rentals or the leasing of the offices will be used to offset some of the debt. Thank you, Ghanaians. I appreciate. God bless you. God bless Ghana. Pam 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 pam. The only thing I say, "Ko won hosika in kwasiafo na ye ma me akuata odi na metua saka no. Mo yan kwasiafo na mo nya no fo Ghana ho na mo jimi." Ewrade Nyankopon. Mo Ghana for bi mo nya no fo na mo te Ghana na me ekọ. Nanka Bank of Ghana building, come rent time and 3 rooms for me. So montana ho, my bomb down. Work from there. Yakanyam they are renting international companies. Sikebia e begin rent bi ane de tuamoka. Motemoka wi ane apamo mu nyina. Eno ano no. Na me nanka me kotua. Ana kaneshi for ma na kotua. Ana makola for nkwa ma. Ana kenyetia ma no obo beji omoto. Na masam no kwase akofie moto abeka say an NDC abande e to abeto. To me, if you ask me, the Bank of Ghana building, Bank of Ghana hotels, you fa nyina nsia wawa. Yatikari wi ani agigi ni nyina de nkwase asem no. Obi betena no ediska. Ye sori ani ye jandam. Now momienko enim. So the Bank of Ghana actually came out with a statement and they clarified the issue. They were emphatic in their statement. Say, BB Sansi, people should disregard the jandam from the cocaine media, multimedia. And this is what the Bank of Ghana said. Bank of Ghana refutes claims of planned sale of new headquarters. The Bank of Ghana has taken note of a publication by My Joy Online dated 1st June 2026, titled, and I quote, Bank of Ghana considering sale of new $260 million headquarters. Sources, end of quote. The Bank of Ghana categorically stated that this report is false and misleading. The bank is not considering, discussing, or planning the sale of its new headquarters. The facility, which was commissioned to support the bank's operations and enhance efficiency in the discharge of its statutory mandate, remains a critical asset of the bank. We urge the public and the media to disregard this publication. Unverified reports of this nature have the potential to undermine public confidence in Ghana's financial system and create unnecessary market uncertainty. The Bank of Ghana remains committed to transparency and will continue to engage stakeholders through its official channels. All official communication from the bank is issued via the bank's website, bog.gov.gh. Verified social media handles, press statements from the communication department, and signed statement from the secretary of the bank. The media is encouraged to seek clarification from the bank before publishing information relating to its operations. And it was signed by Communications Department, 2nd June 2026. And the Bank of Ghana for Amana be clear. Almost say baby ani hoda omontina se omondwene ho ombobo humpo say Bank of Ghana dino omo beton. Baby a join news ekofas asem free no omo ka che Ghana for say join news for omo atrofo omo nka no kre nipa bi na omo abom srim say omo person mu twatro mo hwe join news here. Bank of Ghana say mo ma mo ni nko join news ho na nyoma bebre bi omo ya enye omo di atro omo nka no kre omo ya person nkum nyam efri say ensem omo ka nyina no na nyina ya atro omo di gu Bank of Ghana ni mase omo kan bibi no omo say se sia de wiasa ye hu na joy news multimedia no aye platform a akromfo de dada Ghana for inti monhwɛ mo yie na bibia obeti efri obia no e wo se wo satie ne yie efri se omo de mete yakeka ene de nkofo keka ene omo di echi na omo ni ngina so won nsem a omo ka Bank of Ghana for nsem ene mabɔ no tofo a medwudwom akyerɛw moma yenko yenim yatena efidie we so 1 hour 53 minutes aka eye 57 minutes aka 3 minutes pe na abɔ eye de abɔ eye yatena ha 2 hours after this short break yebedwudwom.
Of the people of Agbogbolosi matter as much as the lives of the people of East Legon or cantonments. Enti yeba hano yebesi toilets amamu yebesi toilets in all yebesi 8-unit toilets, 4 8-unit toilets, 32 toilets in all among the people of Agbogbolosi. Usorina uko toilet, uya ubejari enyasa. Ubejari. 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 Yama o kwan se be yejuma. Ejuma no want man ye. Obia be ejuma yi na sese wotena abonten se yema on kwan ye ejuma no bi. Mengin de se Ghana for be penesa. Yema o kwan se be ejuma. Ejuma no want man ye. Obia be ejuma yi na sese wotena abonten se yema on kwan ye ejuma no bi. Mengin de se Ghana for be penesa. Yema o kwan se be ejuma. Ejuma no want man ye. Obia be ejuma yi na sese wotena abonten se yema on kwan ye ejuma no bi. Mengin de se Ghana for be penesa.
All right, thank you very much for staying. You are still live on Loud Silence TV. This show is With All Due Respect Extended Version. My name is Kevin Akoberu Taylor. My producers are called the Ghost Team. Mama yanjuja enamnim nehu enamam pesi de echo. And enra ena yehu say the Parliament of Ghana a pass bill the anti-LGBTQ bill. I'm a Ghana for nyina ye hwe TV so yehu MPP for and yehu NDC for omu nyina mpeni for more parliament. Etna Parliament, Edge Bill Nutumu, Emma Ghana for Yina Boy and Sim. Say Jebo, and the Impenifua Omudi, Edom Kuma, any Edom Kessian or Parliament, no, the parliamentarians, their leadership were all in Parliament, and they passe a billa, Sibu, Etia Trumutrumu, I was a president of the Republic, Eden and Sasha, Nebeyemra. Now, I did when you see, no, and Adiachi and a Emun Sensim Bibre Esi. Now, and sorry, the Yahuno Parliament enie. The Speaker of Parliament time and pass the bill no ontia kunyum Sibu, the deputies ewo 2 mia or won't be pepe. And remember, so as we copy Parliament to say the Deputy Speaker of Parliament or 2 me to say Speaker of Parliament ana. Time and MPP wa power no. So as some way edumrebi majuwa kotena kunyum pass him rebi Parliament and my yina ka say na Joe is or Deputy Speaker of Parliament no. Den wonya to me a passe and as etna Parliament as the Speaker Emma Emra a passe. Afenyo Markin ede asem no command the girlfriend tokonu enunu ne toka krase on kanche Ghana fo nyina se ose men Joe Wise nyansa or to me etise Speaker of Parliament nankasa as a deputy no or the same to me obetumi di djuma etise Speaker of Parliament. It Afenyo Markin din nsa kwa tokonu to wie nunu ne to a onya saa de response no na obegina Parliament ka say djuma dia tokonu ediye Joe Wise ediye as the Deputy Speaker of Parliament no krojin Supreme Court krajiatum Emma Alban Bagbin nankasa Speaker of Parliament ne sa betena sika say ampa se oniwo na se obi hye mpobwa as deputy first deputy or second deputy etna akonyum esebio preside ana odi enim ema ye passe emra bi o parliamenta ni nyina te se ono Alban Bagbin a passe emra enti ye nyina eti ase because a democratic country ye nyina yebu Supreme Court no ena yedi enidie ema Alban Bagbin ewo asema okai ho endra ye ko passe saa emra trumutumu emra no ewo parliamenta na the deputy speaker ahiafo ena na eti akonyum. Now the most interesting thing then say, omo pass the bill no. Now the minority leader, Sebio, MPP for penifo nyina ewo ho, Patricia PJ, Afenyo Markin, Nkofo no makanya no mo to Parliament. Over the other side so majority Ayariga and Nkofo na wo ho na Ayariga deputy no nyina wo ho. In fact, oba Edom Kumana nipa na Sebio or sponsor omo no mo de sa bill no eba Parliament say yem pass no sofu mokotrumudifo intrumfo dwo no na ono so tewa Sebio oka ho ye pass mra no. Enti as Ghanaians who have followed parliamentary proceedings senior ye Parliament dwumadie ekone eba no yenyina be hu say mpanifo a ene politicians a omudi Ghana mra enim ewo Parliament no omu nyina agitumu etiem ka ye every say time na ahiafo etiem ka say obi etia bill ya be pass man tese obi bowa e ka say dabi bitia. That means say na obi a owodam obi a no agitumu say emra na ye be pass no amana e dia koma president assign mana beda ne emra kronkron no obi aniwa sebio na onjintumu say yem pass. Enti you could see say omu nyina no agitumu say omu nyedai yem pass emra no. Now, Adiachi ena Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin ebetena kunyum. Now ebetena kunyum no ene okansembi Parliament. In fact, before oba Parliament no enra or the nsembi to just say ono Speaker of Parliament no de na ekoso Parliament no. In fact, na onim hu bibia na anka bibia nche say na bibi say na ebekoso Parliament. That is fine. Na ene so oba parliament no, oba ebeka saa bill we hu asem e parliament. Na utie na no asem na, and I quote him, was say such a course, if adopted by the House, will neither be an abandonment of the bill nor a rejection of its objectives. Speaker Alban Bagbin says his directive for the reconsideration of the anti-LGBTQ bill, which has passed last Friday, should not be misconstrued as Parliament abandoning the proposed legislation. Or say, and there, Obetina Parliament no can send me. Na obone tofani nyina osidi oka nyina ne say Parliament embra o mahye a etia trumutrumu a ono Alban Bagbin se bi wakasa fa ho say wo say ye pass mra emani tia trumutrumu suban e wo Ghana no o say ono de ende oba Parliament de obeka kire mu nyina ne say dwumade a omudi ya omo fa so e pass mra no se bi ono de dwumade no ohun ni say bone na se bi ohun ni say Jumadie no was say a Jumadie bia omodia sebio emfa wontwimba obia ente ne ho ase ye ko enim no oman ni nyina ye de akoma pa bedi akire into one de all kan say sebio adwenkyira a okire no adwenkyira a okire fa bill no mo pass ne Friday no enkire say bill no mo pass no sebio eni nyina so ana sebio omo de ekwan bone so ne pass no so de okire adwene say Eya mra na ya pass no emfa sebio wentwimba na nipa bi abo enjo ana say eye den amanfo bi emfa bitterness entena kurum a ebema nyoma ayabasa itimema obi engina no ensi bone momenkotie Alban Bagbin asama okan of parliament ende biwia na edwudwa ensem bi mu a kire Ghana fo.
Honorable members, concerns relating to the application and effect of orders 170, 171, and 172 of the standing orders of the House have been raised. Order 172 requires that amendments agreed to during consideration stage of a bill be captured accurately, appropriately, and incorporated into the bill. Order 173 further provides that at the end of the consideration stage of a bill, the clerk shall cause to be incorporated in the bill the amendments agreed to by the House, where practicable, and make available the amended bill to members before the third reading of the bill. Order 171 provides a further safeguard by permitting a member immediately before third reading to move that the bill passes through a second consideration, either wholly or in respect of a particular part or parts of the bill, or some proposed new clause or new schedule. Order 172 sub Order 1 also states that, and I quote, where a bill has passed through the consideration stage, the third reading shall not be taken until at least one sitting day has elapsed, unquote. Honorable members, while the House possesses the power under Order 3 to suspend any standing order with the leave of the House, it did not do so this time. The purpose underlying orders 170, 171, and 172 is clear. These provisions exist to ensure that members are afforded a meaningful opportunity to know with certainty the exact text of a bill upon which they are called to take a final legislative decision, and to permit adequate reflection before the House finally commits itself to a legislative position. In the aftermath of the proceedings of the House on Friday, concerns have been raised as to whether the final text of the bill, incorporating all amendments agreed to during the consideration stage, was available to members in a manner that enable them to fully appreciate the exact form of the final bill before the third reading and ultimate passage into law. I have also taken note of concerns expressed by some honorable members that amendments adopted during the consideration stage did not reflect the position taken by the committee, as stated in the conclusion of the committee's report, to which, and I quote, "The committee, having carefully considered the bill, unanimously recommends," unquote, "its passage to the House." Unanimously recommends its passage to the House. Neither did the proceedings of that day convey the unanimity nor bipartisan understanding upon which the bill was initially promoted and deliberated upon. Whether or not these concerns raised on the floor and the public discourse are ultimately justified is not for the Speaker to determine. There are, however, concerns that go to the heart of parliamentary consensus and the confidence of the people and members in the legislative process. Honorable, this statement is consistent with my obligation under Order 24B of the Standing Orders to promote consensus on matters under consideration in the House. It is with this conviction that I invite honorable members to reflect on whether further consideration of this matter may better secure the confidence, unity, collective ownership of the bill, and respect of our faith, laws, and passion of the nation. Accordingly, I respectfully appeal to honorable members to reflect carefully upon the issues raised and to consider in the larger national interests the bipartisan character of the bill, the unity of the House and the nation, and the need to maintain the highest standards of procedural integrity to revisit its decision on the third reading of the bill to permit a reconsideration of the final text of the bill and any amendments thereto. Such a course, if adopted by the House, would not be an abandonment of the bill, nor a rejection of its objectives. Rather, it will represent a reaffirmation of Parliament's commitment to due process, fidelity to the Constitution, consensus building, transparency, and legislative certainty. It will ensure that any final decision taken by the House reflects not only the will of Parliament, but also the fullest support of Ghanaians in the law that is ultimately enacted. Honorable members, I remain confident that honorable members will approach this matter with wisdom, patriotism, mutual respect, and a shared commitment to the integrity of our parliamentary democracy and the dignity of this House.
So that was the Speaker of Parliament. I would like to applaud him and congratulate Alban Bagbin for his honest opinion. And there's one thing I like about Alban Bagbin. He pays attention to details. Every time we be cast of Parliament, you know, that's one can be in the context that he's quick to correct the person because context and words are very important. And the reason why I'm saying, say, in some Alban Bagbin can in the I'm applauding him, no, and then I say, it was his opinion. He used some very important words. He used a word like advice. He used words like respectfully. He used words like consider. And he used words like appeal. So that means Alban Bagbin did not emphatically say the bill that has been passed is illegal. You to about football match. Na time a ball ne koso no. Na players be din tokwe jinemu. Na coach be din ho akogim. Na referee be pata. And a typical example is match a ekoso a players mienu no mo kontokwa na coach din ho akogim na referee be pata ni amobi red card. Be 10 minutes ni nyina kwotena se asa start match no. Na yebo na player bi akobutu player foforo na coach bi akoso bi no atwe na egidi ni amobi yellow card ni amobi red card ni apata ni asa to aso. The match is supposed to be played for 90 minutes. So see during the match one, some of the supporters get agitated. In fact, players no bugina pitch some of them do not even agree with the referee when after Ntokwani Sino referee show player red card. Some players don't understand. Other any player man red card or yellow card. So there's a lot of agitation which during the game some people are also in support of the referee's action. So red card and that's what yellow card. Some people to do what? They support the referee's action. It's a game to be breaking 15 times. It's a FIFA game. Now match commissioners to now assistant commissioner to now observers to now supporters to one match you to be breaking 16 times. Still, referee did ball no my pong. The issue here is some supporters be because a match where the inflow cry. Obi beka say match where the adena players no omu defend sa akwaba kuno kotia coach no anya de ba ko say oh do tia coach no ya de pa match where adena about 10 minutes ya na ejina. But the most important thing is say referee bo aban ni mu a upon all these reservations amankofo because kotokopa de na me say kotoko player betima you say has player where the team one do adena okotia obi. But at the end of the day say referee ni bo whistle na that game is officially off. And what happens in say Hearts anakotoko or get 3 points now. Officially, the Ghana Football Association considers that win as a win. Even though it had some hiccups, the match itself did not flow the way the supporters wanted. It did not flow the way the coaches wanted. It did not flow the way even the referee in the middle of the game wanted. But that 90 minutes, the referee has been able to supervise the game. FIFA amount of rules and regulations to work within upon game. So Alban Bagbin, as someone can say, I really appreciate what he did today because one, he did not say the bill that was passed was illegal. Even though the process that led to the passing of the bill, it wasn't as fluid as every single day, yet not parliamentary, yet pass the bill. But he did not at any point emphatically say that bill that has been passed by the Republic of Ghana's parliament, majority and minority, it is illegal. So there's one thing we all need to understand. The bill that was passed on Friday is legal. And nobody can contest that. That is why when Alban Bagbin was speaking, he was very careful in his words. He used words as advise you members. They appeal to you members. And they respectfully appealing. And we used to word bit to say they consider national interests. Said two soccer teams, ball pitches, so now refugee. They all have to consider the supporters, their interest. The nation as Ghana, the league, they need to sell a picture out there that people who don't even know Ghana league for the first time on motion because league with you more there. He was just doing what? Advising and appealing. Alban Bagbin's statement and then does not and will never be able to discredit the bill that was passed. And we need to understand that. And I like the way he put his statement. Because you see, at a point, or say, some members of the House disagree or are not happy about the way things went. It is their opinion. Some players in Accra Hearts of Oak were not happy with the reaction of the referee when their goalkeeper stepped on the Kotoko striker. It is their opinion. But the referee has the sole responsibility to make sure the game is played fair and squarely. So the referee goes in and makes sure that Sautia will be a red card and a side foul against you. So you need to understand, say, Alban Bagbin has admitted that the bill was passed legitimately. Maybe some members felt that the bill wasn't passed the way they wanted it to be passed. And some members too in the House feel that the process that the bill went through was perfect. So Alban Bagbin is basically sharing his opinion. He's not even going after anybody. He's basically confirming that the bill that was passed is legitimate. And that is what is more important. The infractions, the hiccups, the breaks in passing the bill at the end of the day is up to us not to repeat the same again, because nationally we need to respect ourselves. That one can be dealt with. It is normal. It happens. Even Parliament of Ghana, at a point there was a fight. Even Parliament of Ghana, when Alban Bagbin was being elected as the Speaker of Parliament, somebody during his election, somebody stole the election papers, stole the ballot box. All those things, we at the end of the day crossed it, because it is something that is about people. It is about our image. It is up to us to understand we need to protect it. That's it. But it does not change. That is why time and to Alban Bagbin swabano obi we a ballot box. No, we did not stop the elections. The Electoral Commission went ahead and pronounced who won for Alban Bagbin to become the Speaker. That thing that happened in Parliament that day by Carlos Ahenkra, it basically tainted Parliament of Ghana. It gave us a bad name, but the process, after the process was completed, Alban Bagbin was made the Speaker of Parliament. So I'm very happy that Alban Bagbin, when he was given opportunity today to speak in Parliament, he never discredited the passing of the bill. He had issues with the peripheries and the processes that ended up in Parliament. And the honest truth is, I like Alban Bagbin's stance because, one, he does not represent anybody in Ghana. With all due respect, in Parliament, Alban Bagbin is basically a supervisor, or any Speaker of Parliament is a supervisor of parliamentary proceedings. The members of Parliament who sat in Parliament, the minority leader, the majority leader, those caucus, the sponsors, they represent the people of Ghana. And at the end of the day, they unanimously agreed that the bill should be passed. So it means that the people's representatives are happy. Some representatives who are not happy cannot overshadow or take those who are happy, their rights from them. So it is obvious. Some people will be happy about it, some wouldn't be happy about it. But the fact of the case is, the representatives of the people came together that day. Their leadership admitted, and nobody raised an issue that what Ahiafo was doing was wrong and that they will not allow the bill to be passed. All that they raised was that they also feel that some things were supposed to be added and taken out. It is normal. We share ideas. We share opinion. So I would say Alban Bagbin has put this case to rest. Alban Bagbin today, Ghana for United say, sa bill no more passing or Parliament, it is legitimate. If Alban Bagbin had said that the bill was not right, it is not legitimate, then I will have an issue with Alban Bagbin. But from what I heard him say, and remember, in his words, the last part, he said, Speaker Alban Bagbin says his directive for the reconsideration, that means he is not demanding. He is suggesting, he is appealing. Alban Bagbin knows his place. He knows that he cannot force Parliament to do what he wants, because Parliament is the representatives of people. He's just a referee. So he can just suggest. He can just advise. He can just appeal respectfully. Alban Bagbin cannot say he is Parliament and whatever happened on Friday is illegitimate. He can't, because he believes and respects the Constitution of Ghana. That is why I'm saying that I applaud him for his statement today, because he clearly, because look at the last part of his statement, or say, Alban Bagbin says his directive for the reconsideration of the anti-LGBT bill, which was passed last Friday, should not be construed. Should not be construed. Meaning, or say, akomapa, ahobrasiye, any a footwo, any sebio na adwiri mu no de o kan mema obi embeso na no nka se ono ya den she Parliament say bill no mo pass ye na enye papa. No. Or say Parliament de omo ye no ebia na weni nje ho, ebia ankose ne awopɛ, ebia ɔdo krampo no bon hye de hu ni sɛ egina ne naso na emomu no. The game that was played in Accra Sports Stadium against Hearts and Kotoko, so many things happen. Aman for the red card in Tokwa Simuno. At the end of the day, the Ghana Football Association referee the ball Beimuna match commissioner short report. It is a legitimate match. Into the bill, Alban Bagbin catch Ghana for say it is legitimate. And no. So nobody should have an issue with Babin. Babin has actually concluded this matter. What confirm say nobody should stand anywhere else and say bill no, it was illegally passed. Now Alban Babin can say the majority leader in parliament a year Ayariga, he granted an interview at Joy News. Now then I will say there is nothing to reconsider. He has his opinion. Also ayene juma. So Alban Babin say respectfully, he's appealing. He is basically advising that the bill should be reconsidered. It means Alban Babin is sharing an opinion. Honestly say, to him, what Parliament did as the leader of the majority, and before him, the minority leader, he sees to say, there's nothing to be reconsidered because every single step they took that day was legitimate. Let's listen to Ayariga when he was interviewed this evening.
I'm grateful to you for joining us. Now, the Speaker is pleading with you to have a reconsideration of the bill if passed. What's your reaction?
Well, I mean, my view is that there's really nothing to reconsider. We promised Ghanaians that we will pass a law prohibiting LGBTQ. We will pass a law prohibiting the promotion of LGBTQ. We will pass a law that does not allow us to recognize marriage by people of the same gender. And we'll pass a law punishing people who are luring children into the practice, and also punish those who are financing and sponsoring their promotion. Those are the key commitments that we made to the Ghanaian public. And if you take the bill, all those are clearly stated. They are defined as offenses, and nobody will go scot-free if caught engaged in any of these things.
I'm grateful to you for joining us. Now, the Speaker is pleading with you to have a reconsideration of the bill if passed. What's your reaction?
Well, I mean, my view is that there's really nothing to reconsider. We promised Ghanaians that we will pass a law prohibiting LGBTQ. We will pass a law prohibiting the promotion of LGBTQ. We will pass a law that does not allow us to recognize marriage by people of the same gender. And we will pass a law punishing people who are luring children into the practice, and also punish those who are financing and sponsoring their promotion. Those are the key commitments that we made to the Ghanaian public. And if you take the bill, all those are clearly stated. They are defined as offenses, and nobody will go scot-free if caught engaged in any of these things.
I'm grateful
That's
to you
it.
for joining.
The majority leader say, to him and to you, the Ghanaian people who followed proceedings in Parliament, Parliament of Ghana, Eshe Ghana bosse, ombe passe emra itia trumu. Ombe passe emra bema ene bema entuminna. Ombe passe emra oba ne oba entuminna. Ombe passe emra omo di sika be chiri ema trumu akoso no yebetumi abre omo ase ema sebio omo dwumade ne entumi nkoso. Omo ka se ombe passe emra nyoma yetia se Ghana fo a yenyina yakoma empire efa trumu no yebegina no anase yede mra beba ebebre na se ana ebe yefri ho. Or say to him as the majority leader, oni ni nuanom a omo minority no Afenyo Markin di omanima omo tena parliament no obie ni wa osori ka se edwuma di omudi no enimrem into to ono no Alban Babin die wa kire na adwene senka Alban Babin sebio onim se owo bibi obetume gina so aka se emra wenti de moye no etia Ghana mra na muntumi nya ankokaye. But Alban Babin could not make a statement, could not bring out anything to say because of this and that. Alban Babin was basically a motivational speaker in Parliament today. And everybody has a right to motivate, to speak on issues, to share their opinion. He has the right because he's the Speaker of Parliament. But Emra decided say what they did on Friday, say Asha Samrano, Etia Samrano, Alban Babin could not put any of them out. To him, he has done his job. The majority, they have done their job. Parliamentarians had a Speaker of Parliament. They have delivered. So he does not see any reconsideration here. And I think this man is an intelligent man. Because your moment you must simple. And you know omni MPP for you aye. So Alban Bagbin, as a leader and as an old man, as a respectable man, he has the right, even people like us. And let me tell you, when it comes to Parliament of Ghana, with all due respect to Alban Bagbin, he is like me. He does not represent anybody. With all due respect, he does not represent a constituency. Alban Bagbin does not represent any village, any town. Alban Bagbin is a referee in Parliament. His job is to oversee the proceedings to make sure that the law basically is enhanced. That's it. And see, as somebody with all due respect who does not represent a constituency, sharing his opinion cannot change the fact that the bill that was passed was legitimately passed. That's it. And see, Alban Bagbin has put a seal on this matter. He has basically shared his opinion, but he has insisted that the bill that was passed was legitimate. You might not agree with God, but you cannot also take from God what he created. You have every right to believe in whatever you want to believe in. You can choose to be a Muslim. You can choose to be a Christian. You can choose to be a Buddhist. You can choose to be a traditionalist. But one thing that remains is that the Almighty Allah is still the Almighty Allah. You cannot take his potency from him. You can choose to believe in whatever you want to believe. Alban Bagbin can choose to advise and have an opinion on what the process. But the fact of the case is that Parliament came together to pass a bill. And we all, at this point, the grammar, the Nsemkeka, the Alban Bagbin, it will not change anything. The bill has been passed. And that is what we need to stick to. Now, time I know Mokasa Parliament, team, stay with me. Time I know Mokasa Parliament, team. I'll deal with that, don't worry. Thank you, Mr. P. I'll deal with them. Don't worry. This is before they are animals. I'll deal with them. Now, time I know what Parliament, church and semu ejujum ama eye Ghana fo nyina ehuno. Na eye the minority leader eye Afenyo Markin. Yesterday they went into a crunch meeting with the flag bearer Mahamudu Bawumia. Endra Anajo. And I told you Endra Tamambia production and I say eye Mahamudu Bawumia, his campaign, majority of the campaign sikano every Europe and the Qatar. Now, Mahamudu Bawumia, from the time I started trumu Ghana. Yesterday I said it. Me say Mahamudu Bawumia has not been bold enough to say trumu mi enkremoni mitia. He has never been able to do it. The reason is that the campaign is being funded by Europeans who are involved in LGBTQ. Most of his sponsors. Now, what happened yesterday was there was a crunch meeting, and Mahamudu Bawumia made Afenyo Markin understand say, your stance one, to mean to say stance. Say John Mahama pass a bill now. What is going to happen is a 2028 year co-election. We are not going to get money from outside to run our campaign. It's Afenyo Markin. For a long time, he has been consistent when it comes to Trumu, and he has always defended Trumu for. But you see, because he has a deal with the flag bearer, say Obe Kipino as the minority leader, he is going to go all out. That is what happened. And we saw Afenyo Markin go all out. Defend Trumu. Anything sorry, we saw say Afenyo Markin, Ghana for Moshe. Afenyo Markin call on one social media platform so. And in summer okan in there on Facebook and then the Twitter no, everybody in Ghana no be a yumashino. Obiya wanwa. Obiya busa mo say Afenyo Markin na odi MPP edim na ono na sebio Bawumia consulting o parliamentary issue ono na chiro sa anyoma we. Time na Alban Bagbin ekasa o parliament ye ka trumu asem say ya pass bill na wie no. Afenyo Markin so call Twitter, Facebook na insembe no Troy mamenkan na mindudwum. Or say the law that imprisons people for their sexual orientation or who they choose to love does not protect society. Afenyo Markin bro for trade no. it simply selects a group of human beings and makes their existence a crime. That is a line no parliament in the civilized world should cross. Afenyo Markin ba social media be catch Ghana for ni wiase nyina or say oman a yetremu a nipa bi because of sebio se omo yetrumutrumuo se bema fa bema o oba fa bema o a sebio yebeye mra etia omo no ono Afenyo Markin ka se saa nipa na yeye mra ti omo te se trumutrumufo no saa oman no enye oman ana kuro a nipa tumi tinem ebobra. In fact, I say oman bi obe na adwene se obe hyemra ede tia trumuturumu obi a oni oba ni oba da bema ne bema da oba ni aboa da bema ni aboa da na say saa oman no na sebio omo ni atra omoninton omo ye ma na broso if the sankofo no omo ye nipa e wo se e bo omo ho ban the brofo otroye and then otroye e wo no Twitter page so o say oman a yetena se hyemra etia nipa bi because oye trumudifo yetia nipa bi because oye supi yetia ni bi because one aboa na da one nipa bebre ne o say saa oman no se ye hyemra tia sankofo na ye ne saa oman no sebio ye nye oman a nipa nyansani anani atetenem ye ni nyansa yetena saa oman no say so oman ni kwa enim hyemra ebetia sankofo na saa oman no watra ne ninton na nyansa ye wo nyansa ye ni bi ye nim nipa yensanim nyansa ye de chekere man Afenyo Markin a try dey we on one Facebook ewie if you say that was when Bawumi'a catch and say it's either he go out there defend trumuturumu or he changes him as the leader of the party or parliament. Wamananso owie no sako Facebook intenda no Afenyo Markin or running the Twitter and in the Facebook e ade ade bia ho no tro osako Facebook dey no kotro okocho the same thing on Facebook. When a MPP minority leader. Then ocho say a law that imprisons people for their sexual orientation or who they choose to love does not protect society. It simply selects a group of human beings and makes their existence a crime. That is a line no parliament in the civilized world should cross. Or say, oh maya, sebio ye yini pebia omuye trumuturumu, bema ne bema da, oba ne oba da, bema ne kramai da, oba ne kramai da no, omudo omuhu. Oh asmoka, or say, choose to love each other. Or say, so be a trumuturumu, na oba ne oba da, bema ne bema da, bema ne kramai ne oba da, na omudo omuhu no. So o my krono eshe mratia sankofo na sebio omu tieti omu fa ahudie so, na sa o my no. Omunim nyansa ni patnemu we Afenyo Markin nsama ende oba abonchire be tro e woni social media e kire Ghana fo nya anytime catch say won so ma start e ka say mama hama impasse bill no won say intum for jo timudifo no won say for the past 2 days omu gina so say omu pese bill ne be come hama ho. That is Mahamudu Bawumia. That is a representation. Anything about Bawumia can never come out and speak against Trumuturumu even though or a criminal. On to me enka. This is Afenyo Markin. These are his words on Facebook. Now him Obibeka say, hey, where the Afenyo Markin say you're hacking the Facebook, you're hacking the Twitter, and you're on the Troye Obwa. Afenyo Markin making statement with time and Ekufuado was so time and Bawumia was so almost catch them say, so Oma ho kwan near pass a bill na. Omo mudi sika bre Bawumia any MPP may the election and ya diom de beba. No one didn't catch and say, while man who quine, I'm a sebio, omo use no, I'm a moment man block to mutumu bill na. The basically say, omo be in a free war, say the leader of NPP. It took a time and Ekufuado, a wasuna Bawumia flag bearer. No, Afenyo Markin, Jina Parliament, a being no cancer, or kind of twice. This is Afenyo Markin. The first time he made a statement.
To jail a person for his sexuality or her sexuality would not be the solution in maintaining our Ghanaian family values and ensuring proper human sexual rights. Mr. Speaker, in the list, such individuals who get into our jails become worse off. Mr. Speaker, as a law student, in my final year at Makola, upon visiting in Sawom with my colleagues, it became clear that inmates were being sodomized. It became clear that people were rather getting deeper into that habit and that behavioral aspect of our culture that we dislike. I dare say, Mr. Speaker, that will be retrogressive should we insist as a House on a third reading with these incarceration provisions in the bill. Jail a person for his sexuality or her sexuality would not be the solution in maintaining our Ghanaian family values and ensuring proper human sexual rights. Mr. Speaker, in the list, such individuals who get into our jails become worse off.
This is 2024. Tama ya the first bill but also original kacha Ghana for say ye jaili omo mu ye trumu a na Ghana ye kwa he. O say omo a omo for omo to omo for omo ye ma omo ne mmoa dane. O say ebe hases ankofo no sebio ye de ometu fiase na ye ne ye te parliament akra no say ye masa emra no ye sha third reading ne baswa na sankofo no adan ye hu omo se mmoa na. Osako denim say sia no Ghana for ntia say ukoye prisons a sebi onipa dodo no ye form to na de okohu ye no amana tiase say sankofo na omoye supi omoye eye trumu for no ono de nka o kan say de omekoko detail ye njai na ye mo mo ntene fie enyes community service eno na hye bill nim no Ojina parliament ka say ono de ompene so say ye be chi obi so oye trumu supi ono de 2024 say e kire ye jimi ne sankofo de be entan otankuruwam efisoko prison no we hu se nipa bi fa nipa bi to na ono de nka de o kan say nka sankofo no ye kire omo so omo ye trumu o Ghana ono de omo aban mu ni anka mememfo mu nkojel ye ma omo ntena fie na sebio ye ma gata bim no omo ntwitwum eno ana ende bill fufuri ehema ye yi prison efrim a ye se omo nkoye de eye community service into ohu or starting from 2024 they decided to stop the bill from being passed. Now Okano another time one day that was his message.
Personally, I don't think that somebody claiming to be a lesbian or gay should go to jail by virtue of that. Personally, I don't think that somebody claiming to be a lesbian or gay should go to jail by virtue of that. Personally, I don't think that somebody claiming to be a lesbian or gay should go to jail by virtue of that.
This is Afenyo Markin. It is a already sani tweet way and or catch a Ghana for say or my ye betim ye be pass mbra etia trumu sankofo no adentine wo say ye mbra tia omo o man na obeye sa no because sankofo no do omo ho obi a ofa nipa to be ma ofa be ma to oba oni oba da be ma oni aboa da aboa oni be ma da o say ye hye mbra tia omo a because omo do omo ho adane ye hye mbra tia omo oni na trust ade we. Inti medoko 2024 in some on wa bi na no kan ye say adan na obi ye trumu obi fa obi be ma chi ni de ande adan ti na wo se sankofo edu ko tu fi ase. That is Afenyo Markin. And because of Endra omuni Bawumia'S ya Bawumia man ultimatum say so when tumi anko defend the trumu ama one ne nkofo na stop him Mahama from signing a omo be yi na free leadership of minority in parliament eno and after the way in so that is his defense or the protecting the Juma. He has supported this for years. But mo Ghana for can be MPP for nya montiasie. Enya me na make so e Afenyo Markin na kasa or no ne tweety way or ne troye. And these are things ye can nyina kire mo say Mahama be breast or be sani below the MPP for ye. Because Bawumia catch Romo, way every Mahamudu Bawumia, he instructed him to go out to the intimidation from Ochinakono. On said and saying, Domina no, Yantiasia, Bill no, Adentina Bela, Macon from 2022, 23, 24, and they are passing most of Montiasia. Adentina Montiasia. Bill no, see any idea no man fanship. No, the Ghanaian wanted that bill passed. Ghana bill near passing. And that is the most dangerous part. The Ghana for MPP for dangerous. This bidding he's doing it for Bawumia. And in last met I'm catching Krimo for say, Mahmoud Bawumia mbra bonche be kanche Ghana for say utia tumu on to minka. He can't because 90% of his fans are or their campaign are Europeans that demano. And in Kophobia gays or lesbians or kata. Sanko phone na tam sikama Bawumia and internet the Wabeshap Afenyo Markin say onya ne bedden mano because he is the leader of the party. And Mahmoud Bawumia de bia meka bibi kire mo amunjindi on se ende belan na da ho no on se ende Afenyo Markin aba abontene wa mama tiase. That is what the NPP and in 2024 they never passed the bill. Sa ade na hwe de in 2024 time on pass the bill ni wie a omode komekufu ado no Afenyo Markin we ya akwara oyedwuma ne law firm the last guy and the assembly court busa ho say na Afenyo Markin we there no a majority leader. Yenya obi a Ghana has say somebody who works in Afenyo Markin's law firm on the case in the court into we ne kufu ade say ye the case court into bill mamon famba. The question here is den na yenya obi free baby but Afenyo Markin no a majority leader no the law firm the last guy oyedwuma on the case in the court. It was planned from 2024. Omo bill no man pass it. It was deliberate. And now they still want to stop Mahama from passing the bill. And they are doing everything. It's this is the MPP Mahmoud Bawumia strategy. This is his plan. Twitter, Facebook, hey. So what is say Afenyo Markin so be hacking na obwa na video na bocho ya hacking. Afenyo Markin mo and the MPP for you're hacking in Facebook no, you're hacking Twitter omo. It's a verified page. And it's very difficult to hack it. And if you are able to hack a verified page, it doesn't take you less than an hour to retrieve your page. Nobody is saying a verified page cannot be hacked. But if somebody is able to break that chain to hack a verified page, then it means you retreating it and coming back on air will not take you less than a month. Yes. So Afenyo Markin, this is what the NPP Bawumia they represent. This is them. But I can't be Ghana for a month. Ana de bia muso Kevin Taylor did yatem. Andre Chira Mekachem say, Mahmoud Bawumia ne show much. Let me tell you, the MPP as a political party, Omono, the strategy is Omobeye Bibia to make sure Mahama does not pass the bill. I'm telling you, Omobeko court. Omo free court, they will start visiting National House of Chiefs. They will start visiting religious leaders. Omo Babe Yizu, Omo communication group no to call for how do they call it events. So yeah frema me for yeah fra so for yeah be fra him for omo nyina ba be share wa kra yeah be cancel no. That is what they are going to do. They are going to now infiltrate a him for. They are going to infiltrate in sorry omo ba be rewura no mo de omo nyina be gina nkran say yeah be se ani mu din komo. The idea ni nyina say yeah Mahama pressure mama then sign it, and Mahama is going to struggle to sign this bill, but I know John Mahama will sign this bill. It is going to be difficult because NPP, no, Mahmoud Bawumia, no, the 90% is sick of the campaign. If Europe, I feel what you say. This is Afenyo Markin. Wachro aka. So when put the anke the auditor and kwane kachro a. Anka beka say, Kevin Taylor, Otan Afenyo and wabe ready. Where ye Afenyo Markin a wachro aiden. Asaka. You see? So we need to understand, say, MPP now muhunisano. It does not, Mr. P, I don't have it now. Try and get it for me right now, Mr. S. MPP now muhunisano. It is not there for you. The MPP, they are doing everything possible to stop John Mahama from signing the bill, from signing, putting his signature under to make it law. They are doing everything possible to stop it. I'm trying to find something to show you. Mr. P, Mr. S, find it for me. You get it? It's Ghana for me, very alert. Let's not, they are going to, Mama can just say, the interest of the NPP, is to make sure this bill is not signed. The interest of the NPP, is to make sure this bill is not signed. And that is what you are seeing today. Don't get me wrong. Every time any Ghana forecast and I'm a kind of correction, and I'm going to say time will be no. And you are seeing the reality. Oh, say and a soft will be because they know said this is what the NPP is doing. Mr. S, get it for me. I have a video to show you. It's mommy underestimating what we are seeing. No. Do not ever, never underestimate the Afenyo Markin actually, because that is Bawumia'S stance. That is Mahmoud Bawumia'S stance. Baby Bawumia Jinano, and no na Afenyo Markin catch them when they. If you are Ghanaian, then I will change. You have to support for the president to sign a yes bill. No, who say yes. It's a and a whole political party. Besides, get it for me. I am trying to find something for you to watch. I am trying because you see, the echoes no ehu. And let me tell you, say ya may anya ding na ya kanu crunch re ho a sa MPP for we ade bi ombe no omo be sei kro no. I'm telling you, say ya may anya ding na ya kanu crunch re ho a sa MPP for we ade ombe ade Afenyo Markin e will say eye obia wan everybody should be scared. Besides, I can't find it. To make it short, you know, so you're Ghana near and who's Afenyo Markin in a parliament, MPP for Jinaho, say for the past 3 days, it has been their message. Bill no, yan chance near pet. Ya edit bill no, ya water it down. Omo tweet Kofi Bento Moka and Kofobi. Munka, send your beya, pressure by the president so on signing. This is the meaning. Ta uktie wedding na a strong wedding. Or say the law that imprisons. Or say emra. Edin Kofobe to Efiasia. Sebio people for their sexual orientation. Or say emra yebesha edin di papa kwa to fiasi if you say bema ne bema da. Oba ne oba da. Trumu koso. Eye oba ne kramai da. Or say emra ekrobi beshe. Say sebio obi aya na adwene say obedi trumu e de kwa to fiase no o say sankofo no e yodo na omo they choose to love each other bema ne do bema no one bema da e yodo oba do oba na one oba da e yodo o say sankofo no omo do nkrama nti omo ne nkrama da omo do mwa nti omo ne mwa o say ekura e be hemra etia sa odo a e wo sankofo ni ntem no o say that ekuro no sa society no na omo nim nyansa. As some Afenyo Markin control, you know, or say, sa, ekruno, sa or mine, no mnimans. Okay, was say, it simply select a group of human beings and make their existence a crime. Or say, sa kruno, na so mabomutimu pose, sa nipano, omo pese, omo asasi so omuti. Omuti asasi so keke krampa, bema ne bema da obani obada, na so ompese omu bu omu kumfo, ompese omu bra no omu bano, omu nsa e obra bone keke, ono de ohune sa. On the ohunisa or say that is a line no parliament in the civilized world should cross. Or say sadiano a yadia parliament be anywhere sia e was say sebiu otu sana mono se obeshemra etia trumu kramani obada obani obada obani kramada or say enise sadie no sebio parliament bi a wo wiase bi a eye nyansa for parliament no enise sa parliament no e hye sa embra no Mrs. I can't find it here na momienko enim enti the ball is your court we dey mwangasa munsem na da Afenyo Markin mamu bibia Bawumia gina eni ntia de biam ka che Ghana for say mumbusa Bawumia say trumu no gina he on so wa edin enso ka che so yenkremoni mate se ne yire aka trumu ho asem da enso so yenkremoni maka che say Bawumia ne yire obe munafiki fuku sa ankofo mienu no omu yenkremu for papa de bia mu hia Bawumia mumbusa ne say wo stance ne sen trumu we yem pass na me yem pass ontumi ma wo answer da. Anything about Bawumia entering grant interviews no. Anything ontumi nko internationally enko tena ma broni to na no te said to Mahama no. Anything ontumi avail no ho for Ghana media to question him. It is because the financiers of his political career the campaign no komu no e trumu for more Europe and ehwe omu no di sika neba. I am telling you. Me America na mete. O man na metim no omo nji trumu ana omo jitumo ehana mete. I need to abide by it. America trumu yaji atum. Ahana mete. Even though me trumu no, I need to live by their rules. It is a Ghana Parliament at the Mraba. Ghanaians have no option than to live by that law. And it's in a chroma meteno. America for aji trumu menya trumu so metia mintu ye if you say at the end of the day a mra a bo my no by I cannot only Kevin Taylor get up and say mitia samra no mene mra ne koko mi koko bi I can't because your mind bia ne mra o mind bia ne mra anytime meti hey e kura mi trumu for bebre e o trumu for mo ye namfofo ye hu omo and sorry restaurant e kuro ne mo mra o ma gia tum ahana me di me pa ahana mete I have no option. So me petrumu or some name man kasa na me ma ye. If I can't do anything about it, I can't do anything about it because ahana mra na sana tie. Inti Ghana ashemra parliament na ashemra but a parliamentarian because omu nim se sa mra ne betia omu sika omu benya because Mahmoud Bawumia nim se sa sika no e betia omu mra ekroma etene se so ntumi ware mienu. No polygamy in America. Sa me pese me ware mienu kura me ntumi ye chimi a ye bejele me. Sa na Ghana emra no ma ho kwan se obetuma ware mienu. Ye won kremofo omu America omu ware mienu. Ade nti no mo ware mienu because emra ne tia. Nti so obe ware mienu kura ba ku ye unofficial and ba ku ye official. Ba ku ni din nim kratam. Oba krom ha nkremofo mo ha no so ma ware ba ku mienu miensa ba ku pena ne din wo kratam. Mienu ne miensa mo so so obi ade ni kratam. Ye be chi ne se mienu miensa din won kratam ye be chi na tum. They don't have any option. As much as they are Christians, Muslims are, or some of them because of my no mutimono embra tiano, they can do it officially. The same as Ghana. Entire day na Afenyo Markin or Shemra, what's na Parliament, Ashemra, and what I know Bekacham say, Embrana Yasheno, Sebio, ye Ghana for Sebio, amount for Domo. It shows the double standards. It shows the lies. It shows that you cannot trust the MPP as a political party. They are dangerous. They are not principled. These are people you cannot trust in anything. Now, I mentioned what DB. You say, DB Koso. You say, sometimes you say, almost a year. This is 2024. We all saw in Ghana how Trumu for campaigned, seriously campaigned for Mahmoud Bawumia. We were here. And Bawumia met them in Ghana. Me okura me timu Trumu. I'll come. We will deal with you. 2024 campaign. How Bawumia endorsed Trumu or Ghana. How the MPP, they said nothing about Trumu for they were all campaigning for Bawumia. Did anybody say anything? No. The NPP, they know what they are doing. Anything on man pass a bill, no? This is 2024. Mahmoud Bawumia.
national album. National album.
It's only 24 campaign. Ampe Oshiwa. Ampe. Yeah. When you make people for now you see and baby see 24-hour economy market. Now you see Kofobim free as I see na yem starting see market na hwede esi. See MPP, we imponchi free wo no more. Yeah.
Nana bia mi wai nana bia mi na ya mobo bia ye nana ye bia ye nyo nana do dan kwa akufo adu bia ye what bia ye nana ko mo ya pass stand ya ba ya mo ya come on cash ya da so ya stand ya dia ya no so ya nya ho ya nya ho ya ga na ko mo ya ka mo cash ya da no mo ya
mamo notice for you
ya that is 3 days yet to buy. I Bien me wate nana ya kwa confisca dia kwenda ya kiosk ya ni ya maya manu bosku ya be ya dan ya wo ya na ikase to asuma ne ya bua wate
makach dem say we mu jimi omuso omo jimi omunyina no mabodam MPP for yes mu mfiri ho ya be market won de oma won the way amadane ade no we mu ye moa. These are not people only omogene say odo bechichire man dudu na jimi omuso omo jimi omunyina no mabodam. That is MP. I know them. Hwe de omo yom ho omo kankan bi hwe ye tumu efiri ho because ya be mam embrase muntu omo ko pe MPP shirt ase mono ye ko yi party office ye de bro omo raise omo ma MPP omo raise omo ma se moa enti saade we na mo ye na market no ye jaisi na ye nyina akoto abama MPP mu ye nwan mu ye ntwamoa hwe omo ho apetehia bi hwe omo ho apetehia bi Jimmy sao me say na me ka bi nchiro Ghana ha. And with all due respect, the alma nipa bebre and the Ghana, oh yeah, sebio asantini na obeka politics and a man for treat you and say the day I bet about Ghana we team na ye bobo aba ewo Ghana. Ude nyabutre ne study me nya kwara o. Adikudi and the Ghana for se sebio bi asantini enyo mu nyina na oye politics and a man for dinner term ekas ne nimbie ye kurasini no ma menchiro. Say ye to about Ghana ha. The day a baby boy abano, actually swa 3 days. 3 days, everybody goes back to work. Obi owo MPP atadie, was Central Region, Eastern Region, Volta Region, other regions, no. After actually swa 3 days, after they celebrate, especially Mbano, Obercourt market, normally then they start to work. You to be to about 6 months, 7 months, a year, Obercourt Kumasi. Asante me mu kejeti adobi da ngosha MPP shirt edi boy kutia. That is how low-minded some of them are. Omu bi bia politics in Tamani pa take advantage of some of them. I am telling you. Study Ghana pa. Ya koto aba, ya bobo aba, whether MPP wins, MPP loses, NDC stronghold or whatever, obi or support to NDC biano. Actually so 3 days whether they win or lose, you don't see them wear the shirt again. Whether NDC wins, whether NDC loses, Oko Volta region, Obekono bia ora natade gudem, wa sha natade oko adwuma. Obi oton ade odwombiano, wa sha fia tade foforo. Obi owo Central Region, Greater Accra. It is only in Ashanti region whether MPP wins or loses. Into their life, you get to see, say, majority of them, Sebio, MPP, they grow up and think like animals. They cannot live their life without making it look like Obi Tang MPP. Aye Jimmy, I say a near bomo. Oyomo shienye. Adewe. Now, and then the best stop it 24-hour economy nana. And then the best stop it a Ghana fro say Sebio may yen puntiana. And then the bemo be atuama Bawumia'S. Jimmy. You can see it from them. They are see yanyai omumubi MPP for yanyai omu ya to ebro. Ya to ebro no almost so ko sit down and analyze. Ya to about Ghana we are actually so 3 days. Every single part of Ghana, especially Kovota region. I want to remember free. Nako Central region. After 3 days, who will be to Jom Eshe, NDC and MPP atadie, Eddie Bekutia, Eddie Yejuma, who will be da. Braketia. After 3 years, and the Obakonom MPP atadie, nobody Bekutia, say a damo, say a Jimio. They can't let politics go. They can't let defeat go. They cannot let their affiliation to political party into party who almost more. So the party treats them and into the MPP bus and Timema a gaily t-shirt any day a mukonko because they have studied them. My research who say Asante for to do the MPP just say moi. I'm telling you, and the few of them are smart, they are the ones who are forcing for development to come home. Intendo ba Santimemwa, you are a group of Asante in and out Asante. They are forcing for development. They are supporting the government. They believe say atwa bewie. They are Santiman hiano, Asante hiano. I say in kan hubom. Ne prema or minor sebio abine de ba. Do no mo zoo for no. In Kambwana ko fifi omotuno. They can't change. A typical example is this group of foolish piglets.
Nana BMY, Nana BMY, Mobo, BA, Nana BA, Nana Dudankwa, Akufu, BA, what's a BA? BA, Nana, stand here by your come on, Kashi,
Mo what to say no. What don't want dahi. Dear Yana say, Mamenka be Ghana for is a painful truth by Meka. Oh, Omudu do no tonkwasi aba omunkrasi wi a no mabetrankan. They don't want development in their village, and when they come to Accra, na yedi mpunti obape almost mpene into be likes we no gunkran. The moment at the Metropolitan Assembly in crime for Metro for person we be on crino, then you see these animals pop up. These are the same people who didn't put to the kroma on pet. Or sorry, I know to the kroma cross no about crying. Yeah, but they also on Tiasia. We need to be very calculated. Or see I share these kind of creatures near pet zoo video mugu because see a giant kwasia for webi. Now they distract our development any vision a krono enkoso. Me sin kwasia for bu so mu free wu ekuro be bo akire. Me say san twamwa we so wo so mo yes ade we won kran no mu jimi won sabu say maami e na wo free obokro de kire wa uboku say eho e sakatu unim sakatu otra eye imoku aba 56,000 so odum krom on primpunti o ma de kura ase on primpunti o free baby o free obetran kran ne de impunti o ba baby pe o se atiase nanamra nana ntore say and they are all over the place. Baby, what they do is say punti oba so to someone pray. Yari ne yas antifodi be better so to I don't know. That is how they are. Take your time. Baby and punti obekobia ni pebe rise up against punti no. Na me nyanama santifodi be people to walk. Because you see, they were not brought up to understand the say, I was saying we didn't put your tomb, and not the air bonjour momo. It's what they do, and they say, so I'm a petit wo crodi baby and put your baby, and I'm sorry for you. That is what they do, some of them. And especially, my inheriting MPP conceptualization, no, so MPP concept, no, it does not matter where they are. So trim bini ya so na num nkwara brem ne ade che nyame a baby obegine bia no yempem puntio mesi busankrantie we this grass cutters so omukrom wen na kohwe omukrom you will be shocked eno no omde aban kran into be wom nananom omo so eden Ghana say
akuye cha metetafo na me baton fish ewo asafo market ya me be wan wo hwe me da bia no pa me so dia wo yem tema me awiane ama me eto fufu anwuma so ni asebo me efiri se dum so ba me ba no fish adaka duasa ne akoto agu kwa eti na me ba no wonya sika ma me na me de didi efira no pa me ba me ni di yo eno ani bodo se hwan ana bedu ha no mato bi die me ba nya sika ma me wo boss ante se di adwuma no nya dum so abro wa de me na ye nyina firi dum so me ti asi me de me sumu ho ne mu ya ansa me da fom birim mama adai adiani aye maya wa abre want to mama want to say me mama mi huna mani say to me tell me we demonstration me kon ma kwa kama sam to akire mama no hu me mabo na dum say we nyana me be ti
wahyehyɛ nkomo no na ogin say samba mienu ya nkrantie omusun ogin say bebi ekotu omo no NDC fonim ogin say omo no mo ho na yetu omo AC 24-hour market no CPP fonim ogin say omo yetu omo no afafranto fonim Oji say omo etu omo party fufurofo ni o. Who so be akofa the political party abehye ejimi no ho. It is only the MPP. 24-hour market no mukem sa danan sambra no. Oji say omo mienu kwa na net asase no so. Ye wo NDC for to abama NDC a yetu omo. Who say NDC ni akofa shet abehye ebegina say, "Yes rewo Mahama watibi. Otibi. Omo ye nwan." They are not the only people who were there. There were hundreds of people working there. And they say, are buying at the market this place for 24-hour market to be built. Who say NDC from Babia Kofa Shet Abegino say, Omu to Abama John Mahama, Omu to Abama NDC. Now where dear say Omo, Oji say NDC in Babia Ko ABB. Oti say CPP from Babia Koshenta Adia Begina Ho. Oti say Avafranto for Koshata Adia Begino. Adentina MPP from Kwa Ataria Shoma Mono Yakote free Rome some Fanya campaign. Omwe Jimmy. Omusa near the otwin bini so omuhwini mu a de obeka bia e bon omo me se omo mu bi omusa na otwin bini ya mixe e okoko kapum na ya de ensa som sene wo onkwara brem ya de ensa bo nsuo na to ketrema so ya si nsuo ensa omo no MPP for the bini nkwara brem no ya eto omdin a ya de ensa bo otwin binim na da so omo ketrema so na da so omuhwini mu bibia bon omo na bibia nya omo de omo agimi ewrade me nko for MPP for emu ma ne mema omu so omo jimi omu nyina no mabodam. That is what you are witnessing ebinie and ohunu clearly. I'm not lying to you. No credit nie.
Nana bia mi wai nana bia mi ne ya mobo bia ye nana ye bia ye nyo nana do dan kwa akufo do bia ye what bia ye nana akomo moye pastor stand ye ba ye omo moye nkama nkashi ye da sori ya stand ye bia ye ga no so ye nya hoho yenya ho ye ga no omo boye nkama nkashi ye ada no mo ye
Mamo notice what you
These are very dirty people. Makachira Musa, they are dirty people. Very, very dirty. And I'm warning Ghanaians about the MPP. Hey, MPP, only dangerous. Obi also only illiterate. Yeah. Oh, we MPP for the Munko school. Hey. The Wako school, the Unko school, only a deadly to say cobra, only a dangerous. Man, underestimate MPP for Jimmy. Hey. Omunim no kre, ometum the attract to Tima, or been probably say a throw call. I am telling you. Mema Ghana, they be underestimate MPP near with Jimmy. Hey. They know Bibia no Krebi Omunim. But you see, they have positioned themselves in a way they can fool you. Jimmy I am telling you. Debi am catch Ghana for say wona munwurem before I end this show. Say wona munwurem na wo chirben cobra na obekun na wo MPP ni o MPP shirt mesraw din kan ku MPP ni o shirt no fa no chichere dan ho edua bi wa chichire ni bom na man the poison ndi answer on the cobra na kokon because MPP ni a wajimi MPP ni a onka no kure MPP ni a or acted as mokuya or ye dangerous chain chireben 30,000 tie answer na meko no say futu we mo nkorara mo nyini mo fa ntum tirim me se na mo wuram na ko hu 50,000 no mo nyina ba o mo ye cobra o ma ye say na hu MPP ni ba ko a o se MPP shirt o wura ni mu a din kan chichire ni boduam chichire MPP ni boduam answer na wo na ko cause wo de obo na omba o chise not MPP no a dangerous chain wo 50,000 o mo ye dangerous o mo ne from cobralization MPP ni ko koma wo ne bribe na wo ne kun owia no de wo na koye nkwan o mo ye demonic people. It is our wuram na wo 30 no mo be kun na wo MPP ni o MPP shirt che no mantam ni boduam first din kanchi MPP ni no na mantam fa ni boduam MPP ni o saya santini che ni boduam tie usha wo 50,000 wo wuram na wo MPP ni ba ko din kanchi MPP no asantini ne chichire ni boduam na fa palok to ano ansa na wo ko face wo no because MPP ni ba ko a danger chain cobra 50 eno nam de be jawo ochina ye ginam ye bedwudwam ye be chirechirem ama Ghana fo ehunu kura ni din a me maame oya hunini ene papa mfantini de to me no Kevin Ekobedu Taylor. I'll meet you tomorrow. We will discuss Ghana. God bless you, God bless me. Cheers, good night. Abwache Gigim.
Yo, we are best fishermen. No answer mine. Abwache. It was for Belgium fan. It was better Belgium fan. It was two Belgium fan. Why you why round why super why round it was for Belgium fan. It was better Belgium fan. It was two Belgium fan. It was the Belgium fan. Why you why round 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 every papa no what one is the motto every papa no what one is the motto every papa no what one is the motto every papa no what one is the motto